Crashing.
Dumb stuff everywhere.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna get a glass of water.
Yay.
Look at this.
Oh, well, that's great. Hi, everyone. Brennan can't be heard, but I can be heard.
Computer does this sometime. There we go. Hey, now you can hear me.
Hello, hello.
Whenever things are set to default device, sometimes it just decides that my microphone is not the default device anymore, even though it's literally the only
Butter
one.
ASMR
My work
channel.
computer does that all the time. It's just
Yeah.
like, nope, your dock, which does not have a mic connected, is now your audio device.
Yeah, or like my capture card, which literally can't capture anything if my consoles aren't on, which none of them are. Sometimes it's like, that's your microphone now. There's no audio coming from it. Cool, thanks. It's very annoying. I don't know why it does this.
Well, hello, everyone.
Oh,
After
we're here.
a week off, we are back again in burning, excited fashion, as usual.
Shabbat shalom.
Everyone's here too.
Everyone is here, too.
First week that's happened in like a couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
minute.
It's been a hot second, but that's good. We're kicking off the next arc of the game today. So
Yeah.
good that everyone is here, and it'll be good.
Call
I know
me
we'll be
Noah
playing-
because I'm a fan of arcs.
Hey,
There you go.
Boo!
Oof.
tough crowd.
So
Tough
we'll
crowd.
be,
I thought
we'll
it
be
was
here next week, and I don't know. Are we going to be here the 5th with it being Labor Day? We never really talked about that.
I don't
That's a
know.
no from me, dog.
That's gonna be a no from Nick and Eric. I think I said you
Yeah.
guys are at a board game convention, so we'll be off on Labor Day. So there you go. So you're gonna get this for 2 weeks and then another week break.
I might do something then. I don't know though. I'll see
Yeah,
what I'm
do
up to.
something. Yeah, come and see what Brendan does when we're not there.
I talked about it a
Maybe
little
read the
bit.
book. Maybe he checks a book out of the library and starts on page 1 and reads it to the end the entire.
No, I was actually
That
going to
would
talk
be
about.
beautiful.
I was thinking of doing it last week and I just didn't do it because I was just too tired. I was thinking of talking about the campaign I was working on and how I've basically canceled it and canned it because I didn't like the direction I was going and just how much stuff I was working on.
Oh.
Someone died.
He said he couldn't hear us,
Oh.
so
Yeah.
That was the thing I was considering doing. I already talked about it a little bit on my other streams, but
Speaking of new campaigns, I picked up Spelljammer while I was on
Sweet.
vacation, and the big
What?
fancy alternate art covers. I have not looked through it yet, but I am.
We're going to
excited read through.
space.
I'm gonna inform everyone here, both my players and our audience, that I will not be including any of the Spelljammer content in this.
We're gonna go to
campaign.
space anyway.
It is
We
for
are-
levels 5.
we've already
5
gone to
to
space.
8.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
know how to go to
We
space.
could.
We know someone.
Yeah, no, it 100% in universe makes sense for us to Spelljammer.
Spelljammers.
We're gonna railroad Ethan into space.
We're gonna do
just-
Spelljammer.
Well,
whether
it's
you
for
like it
levels
or not.
5 to 8, so I really need to start. I gotta like do some
Yeah.
crank it or something.
Yeah, we're
with that
already
then.
there. So.
Yeah.
Just- Can you hear us now, Matt?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
All right.
There you go.
Let's
Discord's
say
being
we'll wait
real
before
funny.
Yeah, I think we've had technical difficulties every game since
Yeah,
Since the
since
dawn
I
of time.
moved, at least. Probably before that
Thanks.
too.
been several
Thanks a
weeks
lot.
now.
Oh,
Just
God.
problems.
All right.
Reminds me.
Let's go ahead and get started. I apologize if I come across a little weird or I'm coffee. I am getting over a cold. Because getting sick at the last 2 days of your vacation is like the best thing that could happen.
It's
Heck
my favorite
yeah.
time.
That's not just how vacations work.
Yeah.
It typically does.
So, excuse me if I end up coughing or muting randomly because I might be hacking my lung out. But anyway, so last week you guys were in high water. You just met back up with Prince Safarin after Dr. Jamie Lee Watts went to both help and kind of keep tabs on what his brother, the new Pontiff Destiny Watts, is doing. But for the rest of you, you awoke to a large number of cats hanging out within the Zafar Inn. Sentinel found them. Darby found them. They seem to be an issue with Lilith. You managed to convince the cats to go away. Which one of them talked to you, and then it kind of just they meandered away from the inn,
Cats do.
Yeah,
as cats do.
As they
And then
do.
pretty much the rest of the session was focused on Marilli and her situation. Her magical powers were just completely going haywire off the wall. She came to the inn to kind of get away, got super drunk, kind of started to make an idiot of herself, pissed a whole bunch of people off. Next morning, the association showed up, took her away. Her and Joel had some pretty heated words. And the party kind of helped work through that with some of the characters there. However, you did get your letter from Tetra telling you to head to the Isles of Elos, excuse me, to locate the 4th map piece. So you got a map from her, I believe, and she told you to go to an island with a town known as Cutthroat Roost, which Arthur, you are very familiar with. The Isle of Elos is a very pirate-infested waters. It serves as kind of the 3/4 of the waypoint between the Vanatarian Peninsula and the continent of Elos. It's about a 2-week journey to the Isles, and then an additional 3 to 5 days, depending on the winds, to the continent itself. So good journey, a little over a month if you were to sail straight to the continent. But it should only take you guys about a week and a half, 2 weeks to get to the Isles again, depending on how the winds are. And you also, Mip, Pip, and Squeaks appeared before you guys and offered to be crews upon your ship. So they are, may perhaps unwillingly along for the ride, unwilling to the party, I should say. And yeah, I will go ahead and get some music playing, and that is where we will start tonight's session.
Ooh, Loud Bard.
Loud Bard.
Let's turn him down.
Turn the bard down. All right. It is the following morning after Marilli was taken by the association to Pragla. All has been quiet here in Highwater since the association and their caravan left. And you have been preparing for your couple-week journey to Igareth. If there are any supplies that anyone would like to purchase beforehand, let me know, and you may purchase those supplies. If not, it is the morning. More cats this morning for you, Darby. You awoke to about 22 more cats hanging out in the tap room again.
What does that bring the total to?
There was, 16 last time?
15 or 16, yeah.
So
38.
it's not 22 on top of the 16. It's just 22 cats. You do recognize some of the
Yeah,
original.
there's a few. Yeah, so I assume we probably gained like
They're doubling.
6 or 7.
They're growing.
That's awesome.
So many cats.
Question for you.
Yes.
DM. Prince of Farin and Nim's adventure around town. What came of that?
Oh yeah.
So Nim decided to show you guys around town. That's actually a really great question. So he obviously decided to show you around Highwater. You guys went to all of the best spots, like the cheese wheel room at the cheese shop down the thing.
Whoa.
You guys spent like 2 hours there, just
Look at this.
admiring these cheese wheels because there is some real craftsmanship there. He showed you his old home in the chapel. Like, he took you back to the chapel to show you where he used to live.
Yeah.
You were not impressed. It was a very paltry
Yes.
place compared to what
Yes.
you're used to.
He's very drab.
He showed you a fountain, and he said that water comes out of the fountain.
Oh, well, it's fine. It's good. I was told that they did not have things that would create water for you when you needed it, and so this is nice that they are improving themselves.
They are doing incredibly well at making things better.
Good for them. I am so happy to hear it. It has been so long since I have been down here.
What else does he show Prince Zafar? I'm sure he'd take you to the Zafar Inn because that's where he is from, and show you the Zafar Inn because that's obviously what he would do.
Nice.
He would take you to he'd probably attempt to take you to the chapel only to be turned around by the guard.
Yeah, I'd be very disappointed that the guard wouldn't let this fine young gentleman in wherever he needs to be into. I would have made a scene.
Oh, okay, I guess I have to stop for 2 seconds. Holy crap, Matt, you cut your hair.
No, it's
No,
just
Oh,
just-
it's just up really
Yeah.
tight. I thought you cut your hair for a second.
Surprise! The big reveal.
The big
I was like-
reveal!
That was the
Okay.
big group.
So yes, Ed, you got the 5-star tour of the most useless, stupid things you could find in high water.
Hey, the Zafarian was a part of that. We're not useless or stupid.
I am 100% in on this. Would I know what we're about to do? I don't think Prince of Var has been told like what's happening next. I showed up immediately. went on a
Immediately left.
Yeah. Yeah, what I'll say just for the sake of the game here is you probably would return sometime in the evening, yesterday evening. The party could give you the rundown
Okay,
into the
yeah.
morning here.
Because I was like, I am here for adventure. For a little bit, I am on vacation. Again, another trip down to the material plane with all of you lovely mortal people.
Not quite what I would call a vacation, but sure.
Yeah, certainly not one for me.
All right.
I'm debating. You know what? Yeah. Sure. I would like to pick up a second deck of playing cards.
Okay.
Which I will. It doesn't need to be anything special. Just a deck of cards.
I would also like to buy as many bullets as I can find.
As many bullets. All right, so that'll cost you 5 silver for a playing card set, Darby.
Yes.
And then
I know they're not like they're more rare than
yeah, I'm just
most
looking
places,
up
so.
the cost on those real quick. So 2 gold pieces will buy you. I'll say you can pick up 10, Arthur, for 1 gold.
All right, I'll do that then. Thank you.
Oh, excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong gun. It'll be 2 gold for 10.
That's totally fine. I will take it.
Sentinel is going to approach Arthur and say, Arthur, can I pull you aside for a second?
Certainly, Sentinel. What do you need?
I've never been out like on the water, like on a boat or anything. What do I need?
Courage.
I also would. If
Food?
Prince of Haran overhears this, he would also like to know what one would do on a boat, and also what a boat is.
Well, I'll get to you in a second, Prince. But Sentinel, to answer, food that doesn't expire, which I'm sure the whole team can come together with, and alcohol, because mostly any other drink that has any sugar content or water is typically going to get you sick out on the high seas. So alcohol is going to be what keeps the scurvy away. So we'll buy ourselves a barrel, or the ship that we inquire will probably have this. So we're probably either going to rent a ship or steal one, and either or they'll typically have the supplies to get us across. So, well, in fairness, Darby, if you're in this conversation too, as soon as we tell them where we're going, they're not going to take us there.
No.
So we either have to commandeer the ship partway across the voyage, telling them we're going somewhere else, and then steer it where we're actually going, or steal one outright.
Why would
So-
they not want us to go where we are going?
Where we are going is owned by pirates. Do you know what a pirate is?
Yes, like Aeroflint.
Don't know who that is, but essentially somebody who steals things from everyone else. These people kind of only have one code they live by, and that's steal for pirates. So they kind of only steal for themselves, not from each other, if that makes sense. So if anybody else shows up, they take from them.
I see. And you cannot simply ask the pirates to not do this.
Oh, you can simply ask them. They won't listen, but you can ask.
Ah, I see. They are being insubordinate.
Yes, that is the defining trait of pirates, is insubordinate.
That makes sense. I understand this.
Perfect. But yeah, that's honestly a Sentinel. It's essentially just being in a small. So imagine living in this tap room for a long period of time, and occasionally the tap room will list or tilt left or right. That's essentially what it is to be on a ship.
Oh,
And then
Okay.
just don't fall off.
What if I fall off? That's a little bit what I'm scared of.
Okay. Well, you may be. Another thing, you may be buoyant. You may just float. I'm not quite sure. Do you know how to swim?
I mean, I lived out in the desert, so
No.
there's not a lot of water.
Here's my advice. If you
I love
fall
that.
overboard, we will do our best to bring you aboard. But if you do fall overboard, pray to the goddess, because you typically will. You die. Is typically what happens.
And this falling thing, this is the thing you do when you choose not to stay up, right?
Correct. Yes.
Oh, yes.
You being the master of wind probably has never been disoriented a day in your life, but
I have ingested quite a bit of things in order to be all over the place. I have not done this falling thing that you have said.
fair enough. Fair enough. Said no, actually, you know what? The perfect example. You remember when we were in the spaceship
Yeah.
and we were in outer space?
Yep.
Instead of being surrounded by deadly space, the deadly vacuum of there, you're surrounded by deadly water. Essentially the same thing.
But with
You just won't
gravity.
be. You won't be like without gravity. I don't know. You'll figure it out. You'll get your sea legs, and I'm gonna pat Sentinel on the back, confident that I answered his question, and I'm going to walk away.
You grow new legs when you are out on the sea. Well,
I
that is
think-
amazing.
I think he's talking figuratively.
I do
It's-
not understand.
It's a metaphor. It's a saying.
Ah, I see. So you will not grow new legs, or you will get new legs, and he is saying it.
Your legs get better. They get used to the water.
Ah, I see. That I understand.
So Sentinel, remembering, non-perishable food, alcohol, and don't fall. And he just repeats those things to himself over and over again as he heads into town and search for a barrel of rum and
Little
some
early.
non-perishable food.
Also, Sentinel, before I forget, you also need a fancy hat, and I'm gonna kind of list mine up to the top. That is also for to be taken seriously out on the high seas. That is essential. DM, I do have a question before I do. Would I know? Well, I would know, I guess, because I was out there. Is the outward sea of Elyssia, is it saltwater or is it freshwater? It is saltwater. Okay. Now the lake below, like high water, is fresh.
It's fresh. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So yes. Also, that is another thing I'll tell you. Yes, fancy hat, and do not drink the seawater.
Gotcha. 5 things.
Yes. If I remember anything else on the way, which I sure I am, I will. I'll be sure to let you know little tidbits I remember. It's been a
Speaking
while.
of food, though, for this journey to Igarith, you guys will need an extended amount of rations to get there. You guys will need about 10 rations, so 5 gold pieces apiece to supply yourself for those. Yes, unless you do not need to eat.
Well, I do need to eat, but we
Okay.
had established that in my magical ring room, I have like bountiful amounts of like fancy food.
There we go. Then you do not need food as long as Prince
But-
Farn is willing to share.
But I
We're able
can't
to get
bring
in. I don't
them
think, yeah,
in.
I say, I don't think we're letting
I'm
you
not
in.
the high enough level to bring them in, and I don't want to. And I can only come in and out once per
Per
day.
day.
Yeah.
So it's not
It's
like
just what you can carry.
So Prince of Fire will keep that to himself.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, he's not gonna say anything. I just
So Prince of
was saying
Farn
it.
doesn't need food, but the rest of you will all need 5
Yes.
gold pieces worth of
Well,
Food for
I'll
10
spend
rations
the
to
5 gold pieces.
Two
Thanks,
make
levels,
the
Darby.
guys. In 2 levels, I could bring
Yeah.
you guys, but I can't bring you in now.
There will also be some rule changes for travel here. Due to your level now, you will no longer be rolling for travel on the Vanatiring Peninsula. So you will be able to just go from location to location without random encounters.
Nice.
We're too spooky.
Because we're beefy boys.
Yeah.
You guys are
Because we got Ruma.
Yeah, honestly.
There's a bear that spouts Ruma and just flees.
It just leaves.
I mean, there was that elephant we saw. It didn't do anything, so. All the
I'd like to
encounters
believe
get
it's still out
an
there.
elephant in the wild is so funny.
Along the
Just-
coast of
Along the
not-
coast, there's just an elephant vibing out.
Not the hostile elephant. Not
No.
just dude.
Just an
It's just an
Yes.
elephant. It's just there.
Gotta love the random encounter table.
They put some funny stuff in those.
If only we had somebody who had talked to animals
I
in
know,
the
we could've
party, and we
spoken.
could have had a full conversation with that elephant.
Now you
Now
do.
we do.
Yay.
All right, are you guys ready to leave Highwater and begin making your way to Igarith?
Arthur is
think
not,
so.
but yes.
As far as what I care to grab as a character, I think I'm good. I can't.
I
think
feel
of
like-
anything.
How much time did we have to prepare?
You had a couple hours.
Oh,
And
okay.
all last night. Why? What do you want to do, Sentinel?
She wants to get that.
Yeah, I was gonna go up to.
A haberdashery.
No, I was going to actually go up to Jamie. I was gonna try to go back up to the capital and see if he could make me a hat, but I don't think I have enough time for Jamie
You
to
do
make
not
a
have enough
hat.
time to have a hat created. You could buy a hat, but not have one made.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
I would go with you, Sentinel, if you wanted to go buy a hat.
Yeah.
If I had heard that, I would also wanna. I wanna present myself the correct way on this ship, as my good friend Arthur has told me. And so I would also want to get a hat with you.
All right, we go to our local haberdashery.
Go to Harper's Hattery.
All right.
Harper's Hattery.
He had that just waiting. Ian was waiting with that one.
Is Harper there?
Harper is there. Harper is a, despite the name sounding kind of more whimsical and maybe a little feminine, you see this big burly man with all these tattoos all over his body, like up his neck, down. His whole body's just covered in tattoos, and he's got a tiny little bowler hat sitting on his head.
Yes.
Oh, no, that is. Does he have the pinstripe pants too?
Perfect.
Yes, no shirt though, no shirt.
Of course. Yeah, he's got the
Suspenders.
suspenders.
Yes,
The
suspenders
big
and the
red
tiny bowler
suspender.
hat.
Yeah. The exact image.
We will
Yeah.
now die for Harper.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is good. This Harper's hat
God.
is part of our group.
Welcome to my hattery. What can I get for you?
My friend and I have been told that in order to be a proper pirate sailor, we need a hat, and so we have come to your establishment to get a hat.
Love the idea of someone walking into an establishment like, I am looking to be a criminal, and I have been told that we need ski masks in order to be criminals. I would like a ski mask.
Yes. Best one, please. Thank you.
Sounds like a joke out of some comedy movie.
Literally what just happened.
It's a Monkey Island 1, Secret of Monkey Island. I'm Guybrush Threepwood, and I want to be a pirate.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my man.
Well, that's an interesting occupation you seem to be going into. One that doesn't necessarily lend itself well to long life. But I might have a thing or two for you. Let's see what I have in my hat box.
Ooh.
The hats.
He kind of steps around to the back for a second. You hear him rustling around, and all of a sudden he tosses out like this oversized like hat rung. It's got like all these like offshoots, all these different pirate hats hanging from them. Some are these huge wide-brimmed ones with feathers. Others are smaller with the curled up brims that you can't really see my hands, but like tied to the top of the brim, like the tri-corner hats. Some almost look like the French musketeer hats, those kind of things. So there's this whole manner. There's also one of those little white like sailor hats that you see, like the little cartoon sailor hats, just like sitting in the corner.
Ooh. 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 That is what I want. I want a tiny little sailor hat, just like little ribbon out the back of it.
Nice.
Big old
Alright,
bag.
Popeye hat. Let's go.
you know, I've been trying to sell that one for a few
That's
years
Popeye
now.
one.
I'll give it to you at a bit of a markdown. How's 3 gold
Oh,
or
that's
3
what I
silver
had.
pieces sound?
You said 3.
Silver.
Yeah. That sounds like a deal.
It's all yours. And you, My fine blue friend. You look like a man that wants a big hat, shows you're in charge.
I am, in fact, in charge. You are correct of most things, though I am here on vacation, so I will not be doing duties which will require me to order slaves around. What could you give me that says I am here to have fun and be a pirate?
Just the thing for you. He goes around to the back. He just ignores all the other hats. You hear him scrape it around a little bit. And he comes out with this hat that literally, it's like a ball with the brim on it. It's a baseball cap. And along the front just says, "Party time" in rainbow letters. And he hands it to you.
This is magnificent. I love that it declares what time it is. It is a party time, as this is why I am here, to enjoy myself with my friends from the material plane. How much can I give you for this? He takes out a sack of like money, floats on like a breeze up, and it sets down on the table.
How's 4 silver pieces sound?
4 of the silver pieces. Now, would you not prefer the ones that are colored in gold? I remember from last time I am here that these are the color of rocks that you enjoy the most.
5 gold pieces then.
Ah, okay. And the bag opens, and like another breeze comes out. 5 gold pieces come out, and they like stack themselves neatly on the thing.
All right. Consider yourselves pirates, boys.
I raise my hand to give Principar a high five.
I
My
will.
wing.
Ah!
We're pirates now, Principar.
We touched our hands in celebration. I remember this from last time I was here.
You guys had a party time.
And we head out.
All right. You guys head back to the Safari Inn. People kind of are looking at you a little odd with your interesting hats. And as you return, Arthur, Darby, and Ruma are waiting for you to return, so you may all leave.
So, do we look ready?
As
You look
ready as
something.
you ever will.
You look something.
Ruma, you sure you don't want to go get a hat?
He's just gonna nod.
You know, don't
Would you
blame
like
me.
me to get you? I can go back and get you a hat. Very large person. And I don't think I have met you yet. My name is. But you can call me Prince Safari.
We have met briefly. I am Rumaraith Kareth. I almost messed up my own name. Rumaraith Shohammer Kareth Ixathi. But you may call me
Big
Ruma.
me
And he
Ruma.
extends a hand out for a
You
handshake.
You can take it as like, you are very large and you seem like a very nice man. I can get you a hat. All you have to do is give them a few of these. I show the pieces of gold. You give them a couple of these and they will give you whatever hat you want.
Yeah, Principar is very generous. I forgot how generous he was. I mean, the guy only asked him for a couple silver, and he gave him lots of gold. So,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It is no worries, Principar, and I appreciate the offer.
Okay. Well, if you want a hat, you let me know, or I can let you borrow mine from time to time. However, it must be party time when it is time. Oh, this is fun. I'm excited for pirating.
Honestly,
That makes 2 of us there.
I'm the pirate.
I don't know if I'd say I'm excited at this point, but
Damn it, I should have had your hat say pirate time instead of party time.
Just crime time.
Crime time!
Yeah.
Or I should have come up with a cool pirate pun, like it could be
Booty patrol.
like, yeah, like booty patrol or something, yes!
let's just say Principar bought several hats,
I
and they
know
all have
several.
different sayings.
It should be a magic item that you just like cast prestidigitation and it rearranges the letters to say something different on it. It's a magic item.
Every day.
Once
every day
per day, you can change it.
What the
It
heck?
scrolls across like just like those LED signs.
Yeah, like you get the mall kiosk.
Yeah, looking for wenches. Damn.
Oh no, that's what it is now. It says party time now, but it'll
It'll change. It'll change.
Oh,
God,
man.
we're gonna get killed.
That's great. That's great.
Hopefully we die before we get there.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are ready to leave Highwater and make your way west towards Igarith,
Yes. That is,
which is it's not a particularly difficult journey. Like I said, now that you guys are a higher level, you can travel there without getting, any encounters. You will pass through Bridgetown again.
Let's go.
Oh, speaking of Bridgetown, on my notes it says that Guard Alexander was rude to me last time I visited
Yep,
Bridgetown.
and he is the guard for Barry Silverhand, the merchant.
Yeah,
lord.
and I was told that he would be punished, and I wanted to make sure that had happened.
Prince Safarin remembers this.
Yes.
Prince of Far
know
will
what?
remember this. He
Far,
remembers.
no,
I love it so much.
So after a bit of travel, you guys finally arrive in Bridgetown to see that things are probably pretty peaceful from the last time you were here. The
Hey.
protesting between the merchants and the working class has seemingly died down for the time being, and the city has returned more or less to normal.
good.
From like hubbub or like talking to tavern keeps or something as we're traveling through, was there any word about whether or not the princess actually did meet with Gertie and the piece is from the meeting having positive effect, or more so they cracked down so hard on these people they stopped rebelling?
You do manage to talk with a passerby as you enter and you inquire, and he stops and recognizes you. You guys have kind of made a bit of your name for yourself in Bridgetown. And he goes, well, Gertie and Mayor Silverhand are still in discussions on the finals of it all, but with the Crown's assistance and the martial law declared, the merchants were forced to move their hand a bit, and it seems us working folk are going to be getting a little bit extra in our pockets going forward. Not a lot, but enough that maybe some of us can get out of this squalor and improve the slums a little bit.
It's great to hear.
That is wonderful. I am glad that your masters are treating you more fairly.
Oh, they are. I mean, they had to. We've been striking for so long that they lost a pretty penny.
You raised a hand against your master.
No, not like that.
no.
Not like that.
Striking means refusing to work there, Prince Safarin. Not striking as in the literal sense of I struck you.
Depending on who you talk to, there were a few who did some
Yeah,
striking in the peaceful sense and some striking in the less peaceful sense.
I'm sure.
Your ways are confusing and foreign to me. But I am glad that everyone seems to be happy.
More or less. We appreciate all the help that you gave us, though, about a year ago. It really did kick things off.
Yeah, it really was that long ago, huh?
Was.
Time flies when you're running it in, huh? And also
Time
travel.
flies when you're running in, dealing with lost treasures in Highwater, getting teleported to another
going to a
dimension,
dimension.
dealing with a vampire lord.
Which is
You know.
obsession with the BGs.
The normal stuff.
The
Yeah, you know.
BGs.
Your normal everyday adventure stuff, having a dance off with a vampire.
Dealing with the mob.
So it will cost everyone 1 gold piece to get across the bridge.
Oh, that's right.
And Prince Safarin, you happen to see your good old buddy, Alexander, the guard, now working bridge duty. Not a personal guard to Barry Silverhand anymore. He's standing, collecting the money.
Well, if he's not any, he snaps his fingers, and then you see Sebastian pull out a small little notebook, and he goes, "Alexander, is that correct? It seems that you have been demoted to a position more befitting your attitude."
Yes, you could say that.
Well, I hope you have learned your lesson and you remember how to speak to your betters more politely and with respect.
Whatever. There's one gold to go across if you want. If not, you turn right around and go back the way you came or go around.
All around.
I don't even think it's possible to go around, isn't it?
It is. If
Go-
you look at the map, actually, you can
Yeah.
go around if you go up by
Yeah,
where
we have to
Grutters
go to
is and right near
Grutters
them.
and go say hi to Duke
Greta.
Seymour, and then we can run down this way.
Go visit the elephant.
Yeah, go say hi to the elephant.
Visit the
yeah.
elephant.
Ooh, there's an elephant. Well, say no more.
Yeah,
That,
so,
Every
like, somewhere
trip has
over
an
here.
elephant on it.
I feel like that elephant's
Also,
gonna be a major
here's
plot
the
point.
map.
He's
It is the BBEG.
Yeah.
That elephant
Now,
is
now,
secretly the
He's
necromancer.
sprinkled it in at the beginning, and we're gonna find out about it later.
It was Xanthro in disguise the whole time. He polymorphed himself.
Yep. I will give him a gold. As is the custom to get across the bridge.
He takes it. Thank you. Safe travels.
You be a very good steward of your position. Hopefully, in time, you will be placed back to your station originally.
Well, considering that I chucked a person into the river and they hit their head on some rocks and died, I'll probably be stuck here a little while longer.
Oh, that does seem like a problem. Well, goodbye.
And you guys waltz your way across the bridge to the other side of Bridgetown. You are now on the other side. You are about a week out from Igareth. Anything else, or travel right to the city?
Probably a night or two from Bridgetown. As we're bedding down on our travels, I'll kind of more or less try and get everybody's attention around a campfire as we get into like line sight of Igareth.
Okay.
So
Yes, Igareth would be off in the distance. You can start to see like the lights, and at the evening like glow, signifying that the city is just a few days away.
So it'll be kind of like a later at night or whatever. I'll pass around some rum that I've had on myself and kind of lean in, let everybody kind of settle down for the night or whatever. And as you approach, I'll say, so when we get into town, we're gonna have to keep or at least I am gonna have to keep a head down. Igareth has a long memory, and I am a wanted man. Luckily,
so this Igarith is alive.
it's a city, but the people within it have a long memory, and law enforcement has been looking for me for a long time. Luckily, who they think they're looking for, to them, is probably dead. If you were to take the wanted poster that's got my name on it and put it up against me, you wouldn't be able to recognize who it was. I don't appear as I used to, for lack of better terms. If you hear of the White Death, or second, let me see where it is. Hold on. Sorry, I've got to look at my notes. I wrote this a long time ago.
Oh, white.
The Ashen Nightmare. So
Oh.
the Ashen Nightmare, the Wrath and Ivory, or the White Death. That's what they called me. Clearly, no longer look that way. Maybe you'll get it out of me someday, but I don't look as stark as I used to. So I may not be made right away, but I'm gonna have to keep low and lay low and not be able to be spotted too often, because otherwise I won't be able to join you for the rest of this. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure plenty of people won't be too happy to hear that the Ace is back in town either.
So what's the plan here? Obviously, I know I'm taking the lead. Once we get a ship, are we looking to rent one or are we looking to take one? Because it's going to be two different strategies.
Could we not simply make a ship?
Um,
In our time frame, no.
by the time we made the ship, we'd be old men. If it was just us,
How long does it take you to make a ship?
many years, especially if the size of one that we need to get across the sea. That's gonna move at the rate we need it to move.
And none of us have ever built the ship before. Well, I don't know.
I've-
None of us have.
I've destroyed a ship before, but that's much
I've
quicker.
never built a ship before.
It takes you so much time to make the simplest things.
Well, I hope to impress you when we're out on the sea. When you see the ship, to see the craftsmanship that goes into it. Because if someone were to describe my old vessel as simple, I'd probably throw them overboard.
And where is this?
Where's my ship?
Overboard. You said you would throw them this thing.
Another
Is it something you take
another-
or you...
another expression. It means off of the ship into the water.
Ah, I see. Oh. Well then, we should buy a ship with our fancy rocks. And again, he'll shake the bag of money.
No doubt you have a lot. Not sure it'll be enough to pry one away from somebody. We could rent one, which is equivalent to giving somebody money to borrow and then return to them. But most of the time, people aren't willing to sell an entire vessel. It's their livelihood. You'd have to pay them enough gold to where they wouldn't have to work for the rest of their lives.
Will we find a really old guy?
Then his life would not be as long and he would not require as much fancy rocks in order to buy the ship. Sentinel is very smart.
That is a
That's a way of thinking it.
yes. Certainly, if we do run across an old guy who has a ship who's willing to sell it, that's a great plan, Sentinel.
Fantastic. I will keep a lookout for old people. If you will give me a moment, how do I know if someone is old? You all sort of look the same to me.
It kind of depends on
Oh,
the
that's-
person, honestly.
That's sad. Old is more or less gray hair, wrinkles.
Ah.
Walks like this, and Arthur's gonna like hunch over.
Oh, okay. I will keep an eye out for a hunch walking with gray hair
Perfect.
and wrinkles.
But they need to have a ship, not just any old person.
Understood.
Now,
Now that
I
that's
do
established.
think trying to rent or buy a ship is probably the better course of action. We don't need to cause trouble on Dig Earth right now.
Could we
But-
not simply fly to Ignorance?
Well, Igor's just a few days away. We're gonna walk. None of us have the ability to fly except for you. I said no can fly short distances, but
Not very far.
We could not fly across the sea. Hmm.
no. I would be now. That would impress me if you could do that. It is quite a week's journey to get across the sea in tumultuous weather and.
The only person you know that could probably fly across the sea would be Anson Rictavio and his airship that you crashed into the
I was about to
gods.
say, it's too bad we crashed the only flying vessel we know of.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been cool.
That would that'd been really
Well,
cool.
we could have commandeered
well,
that for
yeah.
ourselves, but instead we decided to
Yeah.
crash into the ocean.
Mm-mm.
Or the lake.
Look at
rather.
us being short-sighted.
It was funnier that way, it's fine. I don't know though, because with where we're trying to go, I don't know if anyone wants to rent their ship. They might not get it back. Or they'll have to charge.
I don't know that.
We'll cross that bridge when it gets there.
If there is a bridge, then we should simply walk.
And,
Perfect.
We have
Pay one gold.
Exactly.
yeah, we'll look for the bridge to the island. We'll keep an eye out.
But before then, we'll play it by ear. We're looking for a vessel. Once we secure the vessel, we can figure out the details.
Yep.
Just try and lay low. We're not trying to draw too much attention, especially from the Sickle and Sword Company,
Definitely not the second one.
which obviously none of us are in good graces with, except for maybe you, Prince Safarin. And
I do not know
Any
them,
of
but
the
my
guard.
graces are always good.
Good.
that they are.
I don't want to make too much of a name, but I mean, Could potentially see if someone would be willing to wager it at some point. Don't know how long that would take though.
All right. Are you guys ready to continue your journey to Igarith then? You have a
Yeah,
I guess you have a plan to show up to the city and see what the best option of
Just
getting a boat
look
is.
for a
if no
boat
one's
and hope.
going to
Wing
press,
it.
if no one's going to press me on the information I just gave them, then absolutely Arthur's good.
No, I'm waiting until you don't have anywhere to run to.
All right.
Always have somewhere to run through, Darby.
There's nowhere to run on a ship. The only place is
Well-
off the ship.
Off the ship. That is pretty true.
So we will make the final few-day journey. And there you see it. Igarith by the Shore, its full name, stands in splendor over the Vanatirian coast. Crisp white beaches surround a city of industry, trade, and villainy. The salt air whips at your hair, mixed with the burning of metal and fires as the three major corporations that make up Igarith keep the fires of their business burning. Grain, salt-stained structures tower over the horizon. A wall surrounds the city until it collapses along the northern district. The roads leading in and out of the city are filled with carts and merchants. The harbor bursts at the seams as ships of all sizes attempt to dock. For those that have been to Igarith, you know this is the largest city on the Vanatirian Peninsula. It is divided into 5 districts, each made up of a varying social class. At the city's heart, the Eternal District hosts Igarith's soul. The 3 major corporations call this space home, and the Eternal District hosts the Golden Corridor, a street filled with theaters, high-end shops, and restaurants. Baronstown hosts the city's richest, easily surpassing even the most wealthy amongst Highwater's 3rd and 4th layers. Completely opposite to the Eternal District, the Collapse District, known for being amongst the toppled wall of Igarith, houses the city's poorest. Here you will find beggars, day laborers, and many gangs that call Igarith home. Many lives on the edge of collapse teeter on that edge of poverty. The Harbor District, the largest of them, is littered with warehouses and citywide transportation, pushing goods throughout Igarith like blood vessels. Ships from all over Elyssia are docked, conducting their business in rapid fashion to allow another ship passage into the city. And finally, there is the Market District, where you enter through the main gate after stating your business with the gate guard. Here, travelers find taverns and inns, shops and merchants. Most that live here are a bad day of sail away from ending up in collapse. The streets of the Market District are dirty. The air is thin as the billowing smoke from Anvil Corporation's factories pollute the space around you. The city guard, swords hired by the Big 3, look at you. And really, most of the crime, indifferently. Welcome to Igarith.
Ooh.
Ooh, look at that. He's so fancy.
A little bit more.
Mm.
There we go.
And that is your map.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Well,
So you guys have entered in from the southern gate right here.
we're by the market. Or in the market.
Yeah, there's really only 2 major ways into the city, both within the Market District. You can technically enter in through Collapse through the broken wall, but they don't really like people doing that.
I'm sure they don't like a lot of things happening in this city, but you know.
Yeah. So you'll see these dotted lines. Those are just
Legion
markers
borders,
that differentiate the districts, correct?
Makes sense.
Well,
And those are visible differences. Like like basically the upkeep of the city will differentiate between the districts, essentially, right? Is like
Correct.
these people pay
Eternal
more
and
taxes.
Baron's Keep are where your super wealthy stay. Market is a vary between the 2. Collapse is a slum. And then the Harbor District is really mostly just business at this point. There's almost no one lives there.
well,
Might be a few inns and stuff to house merchants and stuff who don't want to travel into the Market District, but it's relatively bare in terms of actual like commerce.
Seems like the best place to start is probably the harbor.
Yeah, that's what I would
That's where all
recommend.
the ships are.
Then we shall go.
One sec here. Let me get the Igorith music going.
Ooh. Sea shanty playlist.
All right, so you guys would like to make your way to the harbor district.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
obviously
don't have
working our way around.
we don't have Jamie with us anymore. We can't get there half as fast, or in twice half the time. Get there twice as fast. Unfortunate.
So another good thing to note with Igorith, you'll kind of see these walls here. This Eternal and Baron's Keep are actually like at a higher elevation than the rest of the city, so there's like the
Yeah,
walls and the
stairs.
stairs. But the city itself is still relatively flat, which means that if you are on a ship, you can actually see into like the market district, kind of.
Oh, okay.
So it's not particularly elevated like high water is.
So this like the Eternal and Baron's Keep aren't like sitting like 50 feet above. Like, the
Right, yeah,
market area and
it's
stuff.
a relatively like these steps here. That's probably like
5 feet, 10 feet.
4 or 5 steps or something,
Okay,
kind
okay.
of thing.
Literally. Well, I'm gonna get a boat to take us to the most pirate-filled area in the sea.
Yep. I think we should
All right,
head
you
out.
guys would like to head to the harbor district then.
Yep.
Yay!
We can take a roundabout walk through the market and then get over to the harbor, see if there's anything.
Yeah.
So as you guys are traveling through the market, obviously you see bars, taverns, inns, shops, street merchants, all kinds attempting to gather your attention, bring you inside their shops. Some of the shopping districts even make up these almost small little squares where the shops are faced inwards and you would enter them, and they all sort of fulfill a specific niche, you could say, as if they've been grouped together. Interesting thing to note about all of the shops, almost, I'd say 90% of the wares here will either bear the crest of anvil, shield, or sickle and sword. You will not find handcrafted goods here. They are all mass-produced by the 3 large corporations.
You know.
So, you guys make your way to the harbor district. As you pass through the market over to here, you can kind of see Collapse off in the distance. Now, Collapse is also at a slightly different elevation. So, it actually sinks down into the ground. And there's actually an issue in Collapse that you can see as you walk by, where the sea is beginning to flood the city. Hence, part of the reason they call it Collapse, not just because the wall collapsed, but because the land itself is collapsing. It is not uncommon for the citizens of Collapse, when the tide has come in, to find their homes to have a small layer of water drifting along the bottom, forcing most of the people to sleep in lofts that have been created. So a lot of the homes are built on stilts, or if they are not built on stilts, there is sort of a step up within the home that leads and protects against this. The harbor district is the busiest of all of them, with your arrival being midday. Prime business hours. The docks are full. Varying size ships. Harbor masters are taking names, ship names, cargoes. Supply chain people. I don't know what you'd call those in a medieval sense, but those sort of jobs are in
Masters.
fast demand right now, trying to navigate and route where all of these goods are supposed to go. Some goods are just changing ship hands. They go from one place to another. Others are being brought into the city. Others are being stored in warehouses for a later time. As you make your way into harbor and towards the docks, you find yourselves shoulder to shoulder with many a sailor and citizen of Igarith.
I am looking for old people in the description that was given.
There are a
to me.
lot of old people, Prince Safarin. There seems to be many a crusty boat hand who has made their way onto these docks. Who all
Every
fit
time
Arthur's
I
description.
see one of the old people, I'm gonna go over to them and I'm going to introduce myself, and then I'm going to ask if they have a ship.
Yes, I do have a ship. I am a captain.
Oh, that is very wonderful. Me and my friends here, and I will like wave behind me. We are looking to buy a ship from an old person who does not have much time left here on the material plane. I was wondering if I gave you some of these shiny rock things that you like, you would give me your ship so that we may do pirate activities.
He looks at you and he just turns and walks away. He doesn't even acknowledge you. He just keeps going.
Excuse me, sir. I'm just gonna keep following them unless somebody stops me.
I will try and catch up with Prince Safarin and say that's probably not somebody who wants to do business with us. But
I see. He should have simply said so. That is very rude.
yes, there are, and you
Yeah.
will find that about this city is nearly
Everyone's
everyone
rude.
here will be rude.
Everyone's out for themselves.
Where are the those in charge, the masters of this city? Why
That's
they do not
that's
make
probably the problem. Is none of these people have any masters. They're just their own masters.
that? Is so they are nobility. They are
They think of
the-
themselves as nobility,
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
kings of nothing.
huh. That is a seems like a misinformed concept and is probably why they are so rude.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm doing hit it right on the
that's
head.
a, that's a pretty good. Got a pretty good head on your shoulders there, Prince Safarin.
I only have the one. At least right now, I could try and get another one, but it would take me a minute.
The one is good.
Okay. Well, I will go find a different old person, and I will go and try to find a different old person.
Well, Prince Safarin is attempting to locate more elderly people and attempt to convince them to part with their boat for gold. There is a shipwright known as capsizes here in the harbor that you pass.
Oh, that's ominous.
Would you? I'll ask Darby if he'd be all right going up to capsizes and seeing if they'd have a ship that we could
I
purloin.
could, I guess. I don't know too much about ships, but
I'll be there. I just don't want to be the face.
no, that's fine. That's fair. I will approach.
I'll walk near him, but I'm not going to like directly face the person. I'll kind of like almost look like I'm doing something else, but near him.
All right, so you enter capsizes, and it is a nautical-looking establishment with kind of like a taxidermied fish on the wall. It has like this sort of like salt air smell to it, a fishy kind of scent too. And a young woman is on the other side of the counter. She's got a long like sailor's coat on, and she's got like the tri-brimmed hat on. She's got long red hair, and she's got like some paperwork she's filling out. And she looks up. She's like, "Well, hi there. Welcome to Capsizes. I'm Captain Kate Capsize. Are you interested in this ship?"
This is why we're here, yes?
Perfect. Now, what type of boat are you looking for? I guess what are you looking to do? Fishing, sailing across the sea, pleasure cruising.
Sailing across the sea, I think, is probably the most apt description.
Well, I happen to have 3 fine sailing ships for you right now that you could have for very reasonable prices. How much are we looking to spend?
That's a great question. Preferably as little as possible, if I'm being honest.
As little as possible. All right, well, that's probably going to take out the Winchester then. That is our galley class ship that we got just parked down the way there. That's going to cost you 30,000 pieces.
Yeah, that's definitely out of the wheelhouse. I don't think we
All
even
right, it's
have
all right.
30,000.
We have a couple other options. Now, do you have a large crew or a small crew?
Well, there's what, 8 of us?
Honey, you're going to need a bigger crew than that to pilot one of these boats.
Well, that sounds like maybe we need a smaller boat.
Well, if you're looking to sail across the sea, I mean, I could give you something a little smaller, but don't really know if it's going to hold up against some of them heavier waves, you know. Where are you going to?
Definitely not gonna get anything out of that. Also, I don't remember the exact name off the top of my head.
The Isle of Elos.
That's what it is. Yes, Isles of Elos.
Do you share that?
Yeah, I'll say that.
All right. I'm
Just
gonna
gonna
level
leave.
with I'm gonna level with you. I'll level with you right now. I'm gonna give you. We got a nice sailing ship, the Horny Barnacle.
Okay.
That
named
could be
better?
yours. Now I'm gonna come at you with a deal here.
Okay.
10,000 gold pieces.
And how is this a better deal?
Because it technically is 13,000 gold pieces.
Oh.
But I like your ship. That and the name is terrible, and I haven't been able to part with the thing.
No, I would agree. The name is very bad. Unfortunately, still too much. Still too much money.
Oh. Well, unfortunately, I can't really part with it for much lower than that. Maybe I could do 8. Maybe 8.
I don't even know what we have in the party fund. What do we have in the? How much do we have in the fund actually?
Nowhere near 8,000 gold.
We have what, like 2K?
I believe so. Yes. I think last I had written it down. That's roughly what we had
About
in the party fund.
2,000.
You're carrying it.
I am not carrying it. You're carrying it.
I think you took it over, Arthur.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I did. Yes.
It
Yep.
specifically should not have ever gone to me with my whole patron
You're right.
business.
You're right. Yes, that is. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to figure out where the latest amount was.
2,000 sounds about correct for us.
I think that's what I think we have. I think we just spent what we have just under 2,000 now because of what we've spent so far. So.
I mean, I could sell you a rowboat, but you won't make far with that.
No, we won't. Especially with the size of some of our crew, there's no way that's going to.
Just rowboat across the ocean.
Honestly, Aruba and Sentinel themselves could probably make good distance in a rowboat.
I
Yeah.
say we do it.
Well, sounds like we're at a bit of an impasse here. We don't have enough money for a boat, and the ones that you're going to give us are way too expensive for what we would need. And
Well, if you
start
maybe
to
find a
leave.
donor or something, I might be able to part with one of these farm boats.
A donor?
Donor, or get yourself a line of credit.
That's a great joke, and I will just continue to walk out.
All right, Darby. Arthur already left, so you walk out on your own.
No luck. Unless you want to
I'm
take out a
going
line
to-
of credit.
What were the names of the vessels she gave you?
Winchester and Horny Barnacle are the only two.
I'm
that
gonna
I
try and
recognize.
spot those in the harbor.
They are in the harbor. They're kind of off to the right, to the side, where some other unused vessels are right now.
So the Winchester is probably something that's got 3 sails and is way too large for something that we've got, right?
For 8 people?
Yes. Yeah, it's a galley class ship.
And it's gonna be slow then.
I can give you the stats in
Well,
just a minute. If I
Sounds
can...
to me like we might be starting our pirate business a little early, huh?
Well, if she's trying to get rid of the Horny Barnacle, they may just not miss it.
Honestly, yeah. We hated the
Yeah,
name.
so the
Can't get rid of
galley
it.
is a gargantuan-sized vehicle. It's 130 by 20 feet. You'd need 80 crew
Oh my
to
We're at
Oh my
ride, and it can
10%
hold
capacity.
150 tons of cargo.
We don't need
Oh,
that much
fuck.
cargo.
So if we're just gonna straight up change this campaign to just be on a ship
On
the
the
whole
sea?
time,
Maybe, but for
So the Horny
round trip-
Barnacle is a sailing ship. It's 100 by 20 feet. It requires 30 crew, and it holds 100 tons.
Oh, sounds like whatever we do, we're going to be undercrewed.
Yeah. So if we steal one, we're still going to be under people. So
Stealing one is much cheaper.
I say, but you know what else is cheaper is getting on one as crew. So if we can get on a vessel that's going somewhere, they're not going to be going where we're going, but going somewhere, and then how do I put this? Convincing the ship to go where we need it to go is also an option.
Some persuasiveness, I see.
Yeah.
Well,
Ask around, see if anybody's looking to go near there.
I
Because
guess.
30 people, we ain't gonna find 30 people that are willing to go out to the Isles of Illis. They're not. Just not gonna have it.
Wouldn't say that. I mean, it is pirate infested, but you're in Igorith right now. You probably could find some people who would be willing to do that.
Yeah.
Are
People
you-
looking to make a quick buck off doing some
Not for
pirate
free
events.
though. We're gonna
Not
pay
for-
30 people.
That's a
Don't
little-
forget you have Mip, Pip, and Squeaks too.
We have 8 people, including those 3. I mean,
And it's
really
about-
9 or 10 if you want to count Ruma and Sentinel as
Sebastian.
2 people.
So I
You have
guess
Sebastian too.
yeah, we'll have to talk to. Well, I'll talk to the group here. What are they feeling? Would we rather get on a ship that is already crewed and see if we can convince them to drop us off on the way, either nicely or not so nicely, or try and find a group of 20 people to help us crew a ship we can't afford?
I mean, we did have the I don't remember the name of Jamie's Commandeer
Secure.
Of the cure.
organization. Yeah.
A little
I'm
far
not-
out from
I'm-
Cure.
Cure
I'm
has
not-
no
yeah, I'm
no
not
hold
sure.
in Igorith.
Jamie would really like us up taking his entire underground organization and uprooting it from high
Just-
water to come on
Just
the
a
ship.
few of them.
We'd have to go all the way back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're a good like 2 weeks out. from
Send a
that being
raven?
useful.
Fly.
We don't got that kind of time.
No. This is already going to take us longer than we wanted to in the first place.
I see that there are certain sections of this place that are much nicer than the other ones, and I am assuming that is where the betters stay. Could we not simply ask them to give us a ship and have it be manned by their slaves?
That would. So remember when I told you how the city's filled with rude people?
Yes.
So the more money you make here, the ruder you are. So no, I think it would be hard pressed to find anybody on the betters that would allow us to set foot on their ship, let alone take it.
Well, I'm sure I
With
could
our
speak
crew.
to them.
If
I mean,
you'd want to, yeah.
Yes, I do not mind doing so. I am sure that we could find someone to give us a ship, or at least take us to where we would like to go.
What do you think, Sentinel?
Yeah, I've heard of a company, like an organization called Sea Uber, that, you just ask them and they use their ship to take you to places.
U-boat.
There we
You
go.
know, we can
U-boat.
also
Yeah.
we can actually go to a tavern and see if we can overhear
I-
conversations and talk to people.
I think Prince of Farn is on the track that I was thinking of. I'm sure. I mean, although like the companies, right, are kind of like their ears are everywhere in town.
Their ears are everywhere. There is a possibility one of them may know where you could get a ship.
Don't exactly want to mess with one of the. Well, don't want to mess with Sword and Sickle right now.
I have history here. Darby has history here. We're cautious. You guys are newbies. Start throwing out ideas and let's
I mean,
try them.
If you guys want to go talk to one of the companies and figure stuff out with that, by all means.
You know, we can try both. Yeah, how about let's do that. Prince of Farn, Sentinel, you guys can go to the Eternal and Baron's Keep, see what you can find, suss out. Don't be too suspicious. And me and Darby can head to some taverns, see if we can find ourselves to a crew that needs some people.
And then Ruma will sit on a bench on his own and we'll give him a lollipop.
Hopefully feel better.
Ruma is feeling a little under the weather, so he will be
Yes.
parting from us shortly. And with that, why don't we go ahead and take a 5-minute break? Let's come back at 9:05, and Brennan, they'll give you a chance to fix
Yep.
the cameras. I can get
Fix
some
them
more
all, yep.
water, and we'll go from there.
I'm
Sweet.
gonna
That's good.
I'm gonna pull up the stream while I go lay down, so I'll still know what's going on. I just feel
Cool.
really shitty right now.
That
So
is
Oh, sorry to
totally
hear
All
that, man.
right.
Feel better, bud.
all right, I'll see you guys.
Peace.
We're back. Hey.
Woo, we're back.
We're back
Hey.
without
And there's no more
Ruma.
Ruma. He died.
Yep, no Ruma. Ruma is now turned into NPC mode.
No.
He is now shut down and entered his cryo chamber. So
We've
that
actually-
next Monday he'll come out and be ready for you guys.
We actually hollowed him out, and he's gonna be the ship that we take
Yes.
to.
He's
Yes,
big enough to be a
Ruma
vessel,
is the
so...
boat.
Can we
Just-
say that
just
canonically I found a way to put him in my ring so he could, because he seemed like he was tired from walking, so he's just like in my little extra dimensional space.
Sure, he's in your ring right now.
Chilling
He
out.
tripped and fell into your ring, and now you don't know how to get him out.
I don't know how to.
There you go.
He just, I hear him jangling in here.
You see Ruma banging against the side.
I could just totally see Ruma realizing he's in that ring palace and like getting out his bunny slippers that he always has on him and just like
And just kicking
chillaxing.
back,
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, just-
loving it.
He's just
Enjoying the
eating the food.
jacuzzi. It's just like all the food, the
Oh,
lovely
man.
music, the invisible servants that will roam around.
Oh, too funny.
That's awesome.
All right, so if I remember right, Arthur and Darby are going to find another crew to see if you can join, while Sentinel and Prince of Farin are going to go talk to one of the big three companies about letting them use one of their ships, basically, or give them a ship, whatever they want to do.
Decide to do it.
We'll start with Sentinel and Prince of Farin.
I just realized what we just did. Oh no.
My hat still says part time.
Party time, and you
I'm
got
a
sailor
little boy's
hat.
sailor hat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We just sent these two to go and try to persuade a big corporation to give something up.
I love this.
All right,
Oh,
so you
boy.
guys head out from Harbor back into the Market District, since you can only really get up here and here into these two districts. So you head up into the Eternal District, and immediately you are greeted with such a wealth level increase from the area you were just in that it is a shocker. Prince of Farin, this is maybe on like par of what you're used to seeing from where you're from. Like this is some high class Elyssia right here.
This looks like where the poor people live, where I'm from.
Yes.
Like
Oh.
the
Oh no.
not the
Huh?
slaves. It's like the
The people that don't have quite as much.
Yeah, people don't. This is not. Finally, we're in civilization. The outskirts of civilization.
So a
Finally.
lot of the Eternal District here is filled with some very lavish homes. And like I said, the Golden Corridor, which is this road right here, where you have a lot of restaurants and shops and stuff like that. And then you'll notice these three colored buildings right here with this kind of, whatever you want to call this sort of like
Courtyard.
courtyard, thank you. Those represent the three headquarters of the three big companies, with red being Anvil, blue being Shield, and yellow being Sickle and Sword. This area is also heavily guarded, and all of the guards, they're not wearing like a traditional guard uniform. Like in Highwater, the guards are uniformed, they are all equipped with the same equipment, they, clones, sort of thing. Here, it's however the big three want to equip the people, because they are the ones paying these people wages. So some are more decked out than others, some are in plate armor, some are in leather armor. It's just however the companies have opted to equip their hired swords. And without saying, don't expect too much help from the guard, especially if you begin to cozy up to a rival faction. So, Prince of Farin and Sentinel, which of the big three companies are you most interested in speaking to?
I will look to Sentinel, as I've never heard of a company.
The sickle. What is it? Sickle and
Sickle and Sword?
sword. We probably shouldn't talk with them. We've had some run-ins with them recently, and but Shield, Shield. It seems nice, defensive. Maybe they're. I don't know much about them, but maybe they'll be willing to help us.
And which one is that one?
The yellow
blue
one?
building.
Oh, it's the blue one.
I like blue.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Green screen
like-
effect and messing with everything.
I am very excited to talk to the Shield company. We shall go, and we will not talk to the Sickle and Sword, for you have run on them, and that is not.
Yeah, not good.
All right.
Okay. We'll walk over to the Sickle or the Shield area.
Okay, so you guys pass through the courtyard and make your way right towards the offices of the Shield Company. And this is a large headquarters, but there's also a decent-sized working space as well. So as you enter the headquarters, you can actually see there's almost like a factory or warehouse behind it, where they just have like lines of people creating items, blacksmiths working, tailors tailoring clothes, tool crafters, potter. They're just making all of the stuff back here. There's other workshops throughout the city as well, but this is the main one. And as you enter, you see the sigil of the Shield Company, which I'll let everyone take a guess what the sigil of the Shield Company is.
The dragon.
Deer.
A giant foot.
A shield.
I like
Sentinel
the
gets a
foot.
gold star. He gets DM inspiration.
Yes, I already
Yeah.
have it. I need to use my inspiration.
Yeah, no, that's
And
how
double
I
up.
feel. I don't think I've
You always-
ever
every-
spent mine.
Everyone forgets to use it. But it's a large shield with kind of like a dwarven face like in half of it. So you've got like a silver part and then half of a dwarven face. All three of these companies, well, technically not Sickle and Sword because now you know Gamar runs it, but to the face of the populace, all three companies are technically run by dwarven families. So as you enter, you approach reception. There's kind of a reception room. You could say there's some chairs and places to sit, if you're waiting to conduct and do business with Shield Company. And there is a man behind the counter. He's stamping documents. You see me.
Excuse us, sir.
Whoa,
Uh,
whoa. What? What do you want?
Can you point us in the direction of someone who may know information about boats?
What are you looking for a boat for?
Traveling.
Ah. Are you
The
looking
high
for-
seas, as
Are you
Arthur, my
interested-
good friend Arthur, tells us.
Was I explicitly told not to mention piracy? Because I will probably mention it if I was not told not to.
Did anyone tell him not to mention piracy?
Probably not.
No, that
Yeah,
would not have
alright.
come across my mind as a thing to say, honestly.
Here we go.
Okay, we'll continue.
So you're looking to join a crew of Shield Company then? Or look for pleasure cruise?
No.
I like the idea of a pleasure cruise, Sentinel. We could have a good time while we are going to the place that we are going. Which name I have already forgotten.
Thing.
Isle of Elos.
Yeah, it's okay. I forgot to.
The Isle of Elos.
Prince of Art does not remember.
I don't think either one of us remember. We were
Nope.
counting on Arthur to figure out where we're going.
He is
We are not
he
smart
is the
boys.
sailor of the group.
Yeah, we were told we are just going to get a ship, and that's what we're going to get.
Yes.
Ah, so you're looking to procure a ship for Shield Company under company flag then. What are you hauling? Cargo? He starts writing information down, like names first. What are your names?
My name is. But you
Can
may
you
call me
spell
Prince
that,
of Art.
please.
Oh, yes, I can. And I'm gonna start like moving the wind around in various directions.
And you just see he's writing down the directions, like left, right, up, down.
Yep.
Like he's like jotting that all down.
Circle.
Yep. It's like circles, squiggles around 3D. You'd have to be able to write in 3 dimensions in order to get my name correctly.
He does his best.
He's gonna do his best.
Yeah.
I love it. Yep.
And the other's name?
I mean, I have many nicknames.
Your,
People.
your official birth name, please, as given.
I mean, you didn't even let me. I got like a whole thing. Can I do it?
I say
Very
you should
busy.
let him give his names.
Fine, give your names.
Okay, the people, you may know me by the People's Champ, the
He just writes down
one-time
the
radio,
People's Champ and just drops his pen and waits for you to finish.
the one-time radio star. The big chick.
I forgot you did that actually. Yeah.
But you may call me Sentinel.
Oh, that sounds more like a name. All right. So I have the Blue Man and Sentinel.
Yeah.
What cargo are you hauling?
We will be hauling ourselves.
Yes.
And where will
and
you
then
be going?
whatever we have on us, do I have to say everything that I have?
No. If it's you, you're allowed one carry-on and one checked bag.
Ah, okay.
Arthur didn't tell us that rule.
No,
It's a joke.
Arthur did not tell us that rule. But he has also told us not to talk about him while he is here.
Oh, yeah. I forgot
we
that
will-
rule.
Yes, so we will not be talking about our friend
Oh,
Arthur.
Well,
my
you're
God.
unfortunate because I don't know. I mean, I know a few authors, but I doubt it's who.
Oh,
you're
you know
referring to.
Arthur then. He was afraid that the people did not like him.
Oh,
I
no.
don't know exactly why. He had said something about something. But
I think he's a pretty likable guy.
Yes, he has always been very kind.
I'm sure he's as sweet as Grandma's apple pie.
I do
Now,
not know
what
his
is your
friend.
business and where are you going?
Oh, I am not
go
on
ahead.
business. I am on vacation. You see, my hat says party time.
It does.
Do you know any shops that sell some like Tommy Bahama shirts? Very floral, printy
Well, we
button ups.
produce a few florally kind of fun shirts that you might be able to buy.
I would love a flowery shirt. That sounds fun.
If
What
you go to
flowers
the
is it
market,
made of?
if you go to the marketplace, you can probably find one.
Ah, I see. Well then, while we go to the marketplace to find a flowery shirt, will you please have one ship ready for
I don't
Us
even know where you're
travel-
going.
Either do we. Our friend Arthur. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy we're not supposed to talk about. He
Yeah,
knows
not-
where we're supposed to go.
He told us that we should come to you and
Oh
talk
my
to you
God.
about the ship. He is going to do something about a crew, and we need a ship. And not just one of the small ships which the slaves catch the fish in. We need a big ship so that my friends have some place to sleep when it is time for resting.
So, let me understand this. You've come to Shield Company with a request for a boat. A large boat. A boat capable of hauling a fair number of people and cargo.
Yeah,
Yes.
like 8 to 10 of us.
Oh, you want a large boat manned by 8 to 10 people
Yeah.
that you're going to take to some unknown, nondescript location
Yes.
across the Elysian Sea with
Yes.
no mission except party time, and you wish to do this on company dime.
I
I
mean,
do not know what company dime is,
We pay for
but I
it.
wish we could do it on the ocean, the sea, not on the dime. But yes, I do wish to do this.
Oh.
Everything else you said.
Oh,
I got a little bit of money, some extra cash that they let me have.
How much?
Like 400 gold pieces.
We're just so dumb.
So you're trying to tell me that you're trying to procure a ship from our company for 400 gold pieces for party time?
I mean, if we can procure one, but that's just to help if you need it.
I also have different pieces as well that I
Yeah.
could give to.
Let me ask this question. What is the nature of this business? How does Shield Company benefit from this?
What are you guys looking for? I'm sure we could make a little
Money.
side trip.
Money.
Okay.
I know a lot of places with money. But I can give you all the money that I have, if you would like some money.
How much money do you have?
Whatever is in this bag, it is what I had from the last time I was here to your beautiful place in the cosmos. There's
All
like
right.
a floating bag.
You're gonna get thrown out.
I
Easily.
I don't know exactly how to even bring this up to the superiors. You know what? I have an idea.
Oh, you have superiors. I would very much like to speak to them. I am also a superior as well.
Excuse me. You know what? I will go get one of my superiors for you. I'll go get my manager.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm the manager.
Oh, hello. My name is.
I know who you are. We've been talking.
No, I hate to apologize. I was speaking to the man before. When you had turned, there was another man here before in your space, but you are now the manager. So I would assume we have not yet met. Though you look strikingly like the person I was speaking to earlier.
This is what I can do for you. Shield Company is going to fund this expedition for party time. He pulls out a piece of paper and he just writes, "Good for one boat," and he hands it to you. You take that down.
Thank you.
You take that down to the harbor master. You tell him Clyde sent you. And that's good for one boat on the Shield Dime.
Thank
You
you
can
very
have
much.
party time on the high seas to your nondescript magical location. Now here's the thing. Now the harbor master's gonna tell you that isn't good. You just keep referring to him that it is in fact a written, legit, legalized document from Shield Company, and you don't stop until he gives you that one boat. Understood?
Yes, Clyde. Thank you very much for this. I was talking to Arthur and I said simply ask the betters for a ship and they will give one to you, and I am glad to be proven correct.
I hope that you have an excellent trip, my friends.
Well, thank you.
Oh, and if for whatever reason, when you return or whatever, don't come back here. It will null and void the entire coupon.
Oh, well then,
You
I
step
will
back
not.
through that door. Ever. The coupon is null and void. It's a very stringent rule here.
Oh, well, I do not want to break any rules. I see there are plenty of windows. Would I be allowed to return if I
No.
use one of them?
No, if you step foot on this premise again, it is null and void. Completely null and void.
I see.
In
So
fact,
do not.
it is so
do
null
not
and
step
void,
foot.
you will never, ever get another ship ever again. Ever.
Oh my goodness, this is a very strict policy, but I can understand because these boats seem to be very, very important to everyone here.
Yes,
So,
immensely.
I cannot pass through the door and I could not take my feet and place them in this place if I'm going to come back.
Ever
Understood.
again. Never
Ever
again.
again.
Correct.
Understood.
Good.
No
Now,
feet
go
placement,
get your
no
boat.
door. I shall. Am I allowed to use my feet to leave?
Yes. Once you leave that door, though, or any possible crack or window or hole, or dig your way out once you are off this premise, you can never come back.
Understood.
But if we got our boat, we could come back.
How would we give you back your boat?
You'll give it back to the harbor master.
Ah, I see. Well then,
He'll give it back to me. He'll take it out of the water and bring it back here.
as we are never going to see each other again, as your very strange custom dictates, I would like to say thank you very much. And please tell the person who we were speaking to earlier, your slave, that he is very, very kind and knowledgeable on all things ship.
We will be sure to do that. You gentlemen have a wonderful rest of your whatever it is you're doing right now.
Thank you,
Sentiment?
Clyde.
Thank you. We shall be taking our leave now. I'm very excited to be doing the piracy. I can't wait. I'm just gonna turn and leave.
This guy just sits back, whose name is not actually Clyde.
Is that the guy in the front, or the harbor master? Or no, that's just not his name.
That's just
He
not
just
his
lied
name.
to us.
He lies.
Yeah.
So
I
you
believed
so
him.
right now, Prince Safarin, you have a slip of paper that says "Good for
Good
one
for one
vote."
vote.
On
Yep.
it. No signature, no letter, no sigils, nothing. Just a strip of paper that says "Good for one vote."
You don't
That's
think
all
that
I
I'm if you don't think that I'm going to nail that to the husk of a burning Shield Company boat, you're dead wrong now.
I have no reason to not believe Clive. He seems like a nice guy. I don't even feel the need for an insight check because why? No one's ever lied to me before.
Good
So
trust.
I'm
Yeah.
just going to leave.
All right, you guys have your coupon for one boat from Shield Company.
I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna make sure I don't drop anything so I don't come back and accidentally ruin everything.
I can get it go null and void.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
can we go to the market and get our Tommy Bahama shirts and some
yes.
some coconut drinks?
Yes, it will cost you
Jamaica. This.
no coconut drinks here. Not till you get on the high seas, but
Okay.
your
There-
shirts are 1 gold apiece. You guys are gonna show up these dumb hats and your Hawaiian shirts when you guys go on the
With
boat.
lip
Tourists, Igorith tourists. You
Oh,
just know.
jeez.
I'm glad that this shirt's big enough for Sentinel. First off, that shows inclusivity, and
Yes.
Igor is kicking butt in that area.
Send us to buy the 7X.
Yeah, body type positivity, and I love
Yep.
that.
Yes.
I will give them. Let's see. You said it was 2 gold. I will give them
1 gold.
5.
You'll give them 5. Okay.
I will give them 5 of their shiny rocks,
There you
of
go.
their shiny metal pieces, and say thank you very much for these shirts.
Oh man, now you guys just need like the camera
what
that's
color
way
do you-
too strapped to you and
Yeah.
and
Fanny pack.
crazy obnoxious sunglasses in their fanny pack, and you're good to go.
I just imagine
what color?
Prince looking like Vacation Genie from Aladdin.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I look
Yeah,
like.
that like
Yeah.
That
light
is
blue
exactly what I
Hawaiian
look
shirt or
like.
whatever it was.
I'm finding a
Yes.
picture.
Yes. The first thing that came to mind, I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
What color
Oh
do you
my
want your guys' shirts to be?
Mine's gonna be like green with like pink flowers, like Hopper from Stranger Things.
All right.
that-
And Prince Safari, what about yours?
Mine is yellow with random orange. No, mine is yellow with random red stripes and circles and dots in it, just
I
like
love
the
it.
genie's vacation shirt.
All right. While they are purchasing their outfits, we will move over to Arthur and Darby. Where would you guys like to go find your crew?
I'd like to find a tavern that we could kind of just slip into, get a table, and overhear conversations of like the different companies. Because I'm trying to see if maybe there's a shield company or an anvil company that's looking to beat out a sickle and sword. Because then we can already get basically where our goals are aligned. We're trying to screw them over. Looking for a couple extra hands. Trying to get out in the sea, maybe beat them to a sail, something along those lines. Maybe heading out in the same direction we're looking for.
There is a couple taverns here in the harbor if you'd like to visit one of those.
Yes, absolutely.
So you guys will slip into this relatively salty spittoon.
Yeah. Is that its name? A relatively salty
Yeah, relatively salty spittoon will be its
Man.
name.
I haven't been here in such a long time.
It's definitely funny enough, Arthur, you've been in taverns where there's been like pirate sailors before, and they're like one way. This is more of a tavern with regular sailors, so it's still a little rowdy, but it's not pirate rowdy.
Right. People aren't dying.
Yeah, there's no like keel hauling and like gutting each other and stuff. You know, everyone's kind of discussing, and there's some captains in the back who are talking about the trade and stuff like that. You know, where their next cargo drop is gonna go, rumors and stuff about the goings on at the high seas. Arthur, you look salty enough that they don't pay you much mind. Darby, you walk in and you kind of look like the pool boy just came into the Mrs. Bedchambers.
Well, that's fine. I used to frequent around this area, so
I thought you were gonna say you used to frequent the Mrs.
You
Chambers.
probably did. I wouldn't be surprised if the Ace did not.
Ace did a lot of things as the ace.
The ace in the hole.
There you go.
All right. Anyways, you are in this tavern. Smells of grog.
All right. Can we, like I said, saddle up either to the bar or to a table where we can start to overhear some conversations?
Yeah,
Can
you
I
can
get a
go
lay
up-
of the land?
Yeah, you can go up to the bar. The bartender offers you an ale,
I will
which
oblige.
will be 1 copper piece if
I'll
you'd like.
pass him one copper piece.
All right. It's a swilly kind of ale. It's definitely not good, but it's alcohol.
Yeah.
Tastes like home.
And as you are listening around, you can kind of pick up a couple different conversations. The first comes from the captain's table. is a relatively portly man, and he's got kind of one of those like naval officer kind of outfits. He's not in the military; he is a merchant ship captain, but he's a little
Right.
too big, so it doesn't fit him anymore. You can kind of see the buttons are like straining a little bit. And he's got his face is kind of red. He's stuffing his mouth full of like cheese potatoes. He's not using a fork. He's just like that. Well, I heard that the island of Elios isn't safe anymore to sail through, and it ain't from piracy anymore. Ghost pirates, they say. Ha! Ghost pirates! Sinking ships and stuff. What have I ever heard of something so dumb and foolish? But my business partner is too afraid. He's making us sail around now. I could fend off pirates with my cannons, but he said ghost pirates, the cannonballs go right through. I'd like to see ghost pirates get a piece of this.
Oh, egocentric. I forgot what it was like here. Well,
Second from the captain's table.
Yes. A couple crew members, if you're
That's a
still
good start.
listening.
Yep.
yeah, I'm still listening. Get all the options.
Oh, sorry.
You're
Couple crew members are playing a game of darts, and you overhear them talking about just some of the local town. Well, I had heard that they're looking to repossess a few of the ships here in the harbor. Payment hasn't gone through since Anvil decided to buy up the fishery. A couple of the fish merchants haven't been able to pay the taxes on their boat. Can't pay the taxes, can't take the boat out of the harbor to fish with. Don't know what they're gonna do about it, but from what I understand is Anvil's going to repossess a whole host of them soon enough. I'll be out of a job.
I'm gonna deal those by the tip that you have too much bust. I can't use them right now.
Right, but it's a fishing vessel. I don't know how well it would do out in the higher seas.
It's an option.
Certainly.
Worst case
Fishing
scenario.
vessel would be easier to crew.
Yeah, we wouldn't need to find too many people.
And then finally, you overhear, or I shouldn't say you overhear a conversation, but you are given a conversation because someone walks right up behind you, Arthur, and taps on your shoulder.
Right. I will slowly turn to them.
You see an elven man bearing the harbor master sigil. Arthur, you recognize this man as one of the harbor masters here in Igarith. His
Mhm.
name is Ted Paladin.
Okay.
Arthur
I will.
White. Excuse me, Arthur Wake. Back here in Igarith, it seems.
Ted.
Oh, should I refer to you how you used to be referred to, back before I found you washed up on the shoals?
What do you want, Ted?
What do you want? You know coming to Igarith's a bad news for you.
Well, fortunately for you and for the city, I'm looking to get out. Just a quick
Oh.
stop.
Well, the only people stopping here in Igarith are those who are looking to take to the high seas. Last I checked, you're not a captain anymore. So your boat is at the bottom of the ocean.
It is. Not looking to be a captain ever again. I'm just looking to get somewhere.
I see. So, you need a ship then?
Would appear so.
Ah, interesting. Bit of a problem recently in the harbors. People not able to pay their boat taxes. Won't move their ships though. Thinking of repossessing some of them, but I don't have the hand to move those yet. And Anvil's gonna come and scoop all those boats up and do whatever they do with them. I might be able to get you one of those boats. For a favor.
Say what's it gonna cost me. What favor you need?
Oh, everything costs here in Igarith, Arthur.
Yeah, everything's got a
You know
price.
that. I see you've taken up a little bit of company here with the local gambling expert. I lost a hand or two to you a couple times. If we were in a less civilized place, I may pull a pistol, but God don't particularly like that. Are you talking, Brendan?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's just gonna stare at him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, am I
I
supposed
thought I
to?
saw your mouth move and I was muted.
Am I
Yeah,
supposed
I was
to
waiting
remember
for us to-
you, or
Passing table is all. Passing table.
I've seen too many faces.
Understandable. Kind of like me, but there's one face I'd never forget. It's this one right here. Even if it's a little grayer than I remember. So, my friend, here's the thing. There's a fine sailing ship stationed here. Currently, can't pay the taxes on it. Owned by a name of Bolo Sesburn. Can't contact the bastard to pay us up. Anvil's planning on taking it, considering he's part of their fishery. He cannot pay the taxes. Now, here's the interesting thing about this boat, though. It's not a fishing ship, it's a sailing ship. It's got large masts to easily take you wherever your little heads are looking to go. It's in good condition.
You said Bolo Sisburn?
Sesburn.
Sisburn.
Bolos.
So you need this man found, so that way this can be paid?
More or less. Or he can relinquish the boat, and then I don't have to get the authorities involved and deal with all the paperwork. If he relinquishes the boat, I now have a boat. A boat that is taking a very precious space within my harbor. Space that you could very much alleviate for me.
Okay.
Well, that would work quite well.
So you just need the boat gone. You don't even need Bolo's.
If he wants to pay the taxes, it's fine, but the boat will get to stay then. I don't think he's got the money, so it might be easier for him to just give up the boat. Before some real skulls begin to get cracking, if you get what I'm saying.
Understood. That can be arranged.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'll add it to your tab, Arthur, this little deal. I'll call in a real big favor one of these days.
Well, let's hope that I'm not around for one of those.
Oh, I have a feeling that you'll continuously circle back here to Igarith. It's a funny thing about this city. Even those people who escape it never really escape it. Both of you, sorry lots, are back here. And you'll be back here when you return. And my guess is you'll be back here again before this whole thing is done.
Good seeing you, Ted.
No problem, mate.
Good seeing you, Arthur.
Well, sounds like we got ourselves a boat.
It's a ship, Darby. It's a ship.
Oh, I'm sorry. We got ourselves a ship. Is that better? I'm not a sailor, you know this. I don't do well on the sea.
Now we just gotta find ourselves Bolo Sesburn.
Should ask him for leads.
Yeah, we should ask around for leads. Nothing more drunk sailors like talking more than about drunk fishermen.
Well, he said Shield was looking to take it over, right? Take the ship?
Yes, Anvil.
Anvil
Yeah, thank
was?
you.
Okay.
Anvil bought up the whole harbor, so they own everything in there.
Okay.
And they'll take the ship if the taxes aren't paid on it. So we need to
So
get it before.
perhaps
happened.
one of those drunk captains over there happened to be working with Anvil and might happen to know a thing or two about Bolos. I'm sure they've been trying to find him ever since they bought the boat.
Yeah,
They
it's
might
not a
have
bad
something to
idea.
talk
I
about.
guess if you want to hit the captains, I can hit the guy with the darts. They seem to be chatting.
I feel like we're reversing where we should be going. You're more the
Okay.
captain type, and I'm more the game type.
All right.
But
Sounds
I mean,
good to me.
if you want the challenge, by all means.
No, by all means.
Well,
All right, we'll go and talk with the dart people first. So Darby, you make your way over to where the dart guys are throwing, the darts, and you kind of walk over, and they do that thing where the one guy goes to throw, and he sees you, and they all just stop and look at you like, who is this schluck muffin coming up to talk to us right now?
I don't suppose I can join in for a few tosses.
Does the land boy, know a thing or two about darts?
Oh, I've played it a few times.
Ah, I see. Got a little bit of an interesting dress coming in here. You going to a party or something? You just make a wrong turn down at the harbor district. Go on to your way on in here.
One of my friends would say that it's probably party time.
Party
know a
time,
word.
boys. He hands.
They know a
he hands-
working person when they see one. They're sailors.
You're not here.
He offers you the dart.
I will take the dart.
And stab him in the eye with it. No.
You give me all your money and information. What do you know? No, I'm not trying to cause this. I will throw the dart.
Just start a huge tavern brawl.
Brawl.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
And we'll beat everybody up, and then we'll just take their boats.
Right.
They can't captain it if they're dead.
Easy plan.
So Darby, as you go to line up to go throw the dart, you hear Lilith in the back of your mind go, Darby, Darby.
Yes.
I wasn't paying attention for a little bit. What are we doing?
Currently, I'm playing darts,
Okay, why?
so I can attempt to find information on a bolos.
For what?
We're trying to procure a ship, so we can
Is this
sail.
are we pirates now?
We will be when we have. We're not
I need
yet.
you to go into town and buy me some stuff then. And all of a sudden you just start getting this like rush of information that she needs, like a pirate dress, a hat, an eye patch, a peg leg, a hook, a cutlass, a pistol, a parrot that talks and eats crackers, and it's just funneling into your head, Darby.
Okay, we can maybe do like 3 or 4 of those things, but I don't think all of those are going to be available here.
I only want the parrot.
I can look around. I don't think anyone's going to be selling a talking parrot.
Well, you might be surprised. Okay, sorry to bother you. Go ahead.
Completely frozen then for like a good 15 seconds. Well, then go back to lining up his shot and throw.
Yeah, all
the
the
dart.
sailors are like, did this
What's
do
that doing?
right?
Just completely stopped mid dart throw. Cock his head
For
back.
making all
and
these faces during it.
It's coming out of his nose.
throw.
What's going on?
What is happening here?
This guy break.
I lost the dart. And then-
All right, give me a ranged attack.
yes. Actually, funnily enough, I have darts in my inventory. I do.
I would say darts are an actual item.
Yes, so I can just really
Yep.
quickly mark that as a weapon. So see what my
Okay.
bonus is. It didn't pop up much for my attacks. It's fine though. It should be the same as my deck. Of course, first roll, terrible 9.
You do hit the dartboard, but it is quite a bit of the bullseye.
Well, I mean, been a while.
First time, jitters, it's fine.
It's,
Happens to the best of us there, landlubber.
I'm rusty. All right, I haven't played.
My guess
darts
is
in
you
a long
didn't-
time.
My guess is you didn't come over here to throw darts with us just like that. You looking
No.
to hire a crew?
Hire a crew, not so much. More so looking to find a person.
Who?
A bolos.
Bolo. Any of you fuckers know a bolo? If the Barrow Suspad. He owns the big fancy ship out there that hasn't been, taxes paid. Thing hasn't been out in a month.
Well, that'd be the one.
Ah, I see. Well, I don't know who he is. You seem to know a thing or two. Know where he is? I might. For a price.
Oh, well. Not one for really paying for information, but we could. Yeah, how about this? Play a full round of darts. If I win, I get the information. You win, well, you don't have to tell me anything, and I'll be on my merry way.
That doesn't give me anything.
Fine, I'll give you 5 gold. How about that?
I want a steak dinner. I don't want to play darts.
Everyone is so specific. All right, fine. Fine, I'll buy you a steak dinner from this establishment, assuming that's where you want
Oh
it.
no, we're going to the Eternal District to get steak dinner, buddy.
How much is that gonna cost?
You're going on a date. What's
A
going on
lot.
a date with you?
It's gonna go a lot.
Well, of course it is. Okay.
It's not a cheap date.
Yep. See, I told you. Somewhere in the world, Dr. Jamie Watts has a lot of stuff to say about this interaction.
Of course. Let me quickly check through my spell list and see if I have any ways to easily cheat. My mage hand is not invisible, so therefore that will not help. Okay. Well. Fine. I'll take the gamble.
You'll take the wait. What gamble? You're buying me a steak dinner for information.
No, but
He
if
wants-
you win the game of darts, I'll buy you the steak dinner.
No, I don't. No. I will give you the information for a steak dinner.
That's not what I'm offering you.
You don't get to offer anything. I'm the one with the information. This is my demands. I want a steak dinner.
I'm not buying you a steak dinner. What do you think this is? Charity? No.
No, this is me having information you need and me wanting a fucking steak.
That's great. You can go get yourself a steak.
And then you can go off and have no information.
I'm just gonna turn to one of the other guys and be like, what?
I mean, he wants a steak dinner.
I mean,
Man
don't we
knows what he
all?
wants.
Everyone wants to go to the Eternal District and get a steak dinner.
Yeah, I want a real nice steak dinner. I want you to find me a pretty girl to go to.
And you don't think any of this is unreasonable?
No, I'm the one with the information.
Sometimes I forget what this place is like. Okay. Well, I guess the only way you're getting a steak dinner is if you win the game of darts. I'm not just giving it to you.
I will play you in a game of darts, but if I win, I get 3 steak dinners.
Sure.
All right.
I hope
Grab
my dice
darts.
don't fail me.
What is
Oh,
happening
my
right
dice
now?
don't fail.
Perfect. Don't change anything about this
All
interaction.
right, you'll have
Dar-
4
Darby's
throws.
gonna lose, and this guy's gonna step 1 foot out of this bar, and Darby is just going to gut him. He's just gonna
I'm not
straight up
gonna
kill
gut
in
him,
the
but
alley.
I am not going to be interacting with him anymore. He will
All
never
right,
see
go ahead,
my
give me a
face.
roll, Darby. You are the first one up.
Okay, that's a little bit better, but not by much. What is that? So, 15? No, 13. Numbers are hard.
I'm actually pulling up a dartboard so I can see what all the numbers are look like again.
I haven't played darts in forever.
I know, it's been a long time. You guys are just playing high score right now, so
Okay.
whoever gets the highest score wins. What'd you say you rolled?
A
That's what it is.
13?
A 13?
So
Come
6
on,
plus 7.
roll the dart. All right, so that is going to land you on the 8.
8 points.
So keep track. Here goes this boy. He lands on the 14.
Oh.
God.
Come on, Darby. Steak dinner. Chicken, winner, steak dinner.
14.
Winner.
That's even worse.
Come on, Darby.
What'd
I don't
you
know
roll?
what is up with my d20s. They just hate me all of a sudden. That's an 11.
On 11, that will land you on the 7 points.
No, I'll just keep checking my
Dice are like shining in the light. He landed on the 11.
Oh my god.
Well,
He's killing you. He's got
Yes, sir.
25 points.
yeah. All right. Fortunately, we're doing attack rolls, right?
Yeah, I've been doing range attack rolls.
The hex will not help me.
I'm gonna hex you.
I'm not against cheating.
Hex is visible, though.
Yeah, but I mean, you know.
You just see Darby like cast this like crazy spell in the middle of a bar.
Okay, that's much better. 24.
Ooh.
24, you land on the 20, but in the upper red spot, so it's actually 40.
Ooh, that's a
Nice.
Catapults
Double.
me. I'm not keeping
Oh!
track of his score, by the way.
Yeah, I've been keeping track of his score. Terrible roll from our boy. He got a 4.
He was smelling steak already.
Yeah.
He was
He was
smelling
like,
steak
oh, I
too
got that thing.
soon.
All right, go ahead, Darby.
This is what, round 4 or 5?
Yep. This is 4. This is the last one.
Oh, 4 or 4? All right.
Yeah, we're doing 4.
Well, hopefully that 140 is enough to win it for me, because that is not good. That is a 12.
A 12, so it'll be another 7 points.
All right, 62.
Oh, it's gonna be close. He got on the the 16, but it was doubled for 32.
Ooh,
Oh,
that
he's
is gonna
gonna
be
beat you.
close.
So Darby, if I add up your score, you are at 62.
I'm at 62, yes.
And then he is at. I think 61 actually.
Yo!
I'm gonna double check here. I'm gonna double check my math with a calculator because I am
I just
tired.
pulled up a calculator to do it in the first place.
Let's go.
14.
Ooh.
11, 4, 32, 61.
Let's go! I swindled him!
The guy.
Wow.
What? What? You hustled me.
I can't prove anything. Maybe I had a couple of bad throws. Everyone has them from
Ah.
time to time.
He got you there. Tell him what you know about Bolo. You weren't lying your ass off. No, I wasn't lying my ass off. I worked for Bolo Sesbert on his fishing vessel for a summer one time. He lives in Baron's Keep. One of the big fancy mansions over there. Should be pretty easy to find the guy. He kind of gives a general description of where the mansion is within the keep.
Okay. General description of what he
Oh.
looks like.
I went to his house one time because he wanted me to pick up some stuff there. He's got quite a bit of muscle, to protect him and whatnot. So, I don't know what you need from him, but hopefully it's nothing crazy.
Oh well. Hopefully it's not that big of a deal to him.
Don't tell him that I told you anything, though, okay? He'd probably try to kill me.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't even know your name, so it'd be very hard.
Oh, well, it's Roger.
Okay, I'll be sure not to tell him that Roger told me everything I needed to know about him.
Thank you.
I'm 100% going to name drop Roger at some point.
All right.
I'm probably not. I'm probably going to forget his name in the next 10 minutes.
Next session, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Arthur, we'll move back to you.
As Arthur saw Darby walk over to the darts game, Arthur turned back around and ordered another beer and never approached the captain's table.
All right. So, eventually,
There's
Darby, you just head
no
back.
way in hell Arthur was going to go talk to those captains.
Yep.
You know what? That's fair, actually. Just watch
So,
the darts
Darby,
game.
You just head back, and Arthur's just back at the bar again.
So how'd the captains go?
They didn't know anything.
Oh, well, it's okay. I got information.
Great. I had no doubt you would.
Had to
Darby.
swindle a chump out of a game of darts. Very hard to throw those things. They're very small. Hard to aim.
Well, seems like you did well.
Very
Want to see what our the other guys got up to? See if they won themselves a ship by asking nicely.
Well, unfortunately, none of them got themselves a ship, but one of them did work for Bolos and told me about where his mansion is.
Nice.
Somewhere in Baron's Keep. So we can go to his place, I guess.
All right, let's try and find.
Pretty heavily armed,
our,
though, or guarded.
no,
Or
good to
decently
know.
guarded, not heavily, but not guarded.
Okay, so a shakedown's not going to be likely unless we go in there really swinging. Let's see what our party time friends are up to.
Yeah, hopefully.
See if we can meet up with them.
I'm sure it went well.
Yes.
All right, so you guys leave the tavern, and after a little bit, you are reunited with Prince of Farn and Sentinel, now bearing floral button-down shirts and looking even more like pirates.
Oh,
Oh,
What?
wow. Okay.
did they give those to you when you talked to the company?
No, but they did tell us where to buy them.
Oh, okay, well that's great.
Well, that's
You didn't
more
happen to
information
see
than I
a
thought they'd give
talking
you.
parrot anywhere in the shop while you were running around, did you?
Yes, you
You're-
did, Prince of Farn. Someone is selling a talking red macaw.
Oh, I was gonna say like you've been. I distinctly remember you being very adamant that the animals here do not talk.
Well, there's a few that do. Don't worry about it, Arthur. You know, Lilith wants one.
Oh, so the animals do talk. That's what I thought.
Sure,
They were
sure.
they were just being rude earlier.
Whatever helps you deal with that information.
So we got an opportunity to commandeer a ship.
Yes.
Oh, well then we will save this for later. I was like, I got us a one boat from the Shield Company. They said I could present it to the harbor master and say that I forgot
Clyde.
the man's name. Clyde. He will let us have a free boat.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that'll
Right.
work.
Well, maybe we'll get to that. Well,
Yeah,
let's go.
we'll
Let's
have a
go
backup
talk to
boat.
this. Let's go talk to this Bolo person. See if we can relieve him of his ship, and then when we go down to get his ship, you can see if the harbor master will give you yours.
Is he not using his anymore?
Yes, what?
He can't afford to use his anymore.
Yeah.
Sentinel.
Oh no.
Oh.
Why?
He owes a great deal of money to somebody who wants them either the money or the ship. So we are going to give him his options.
Yep, you can either
Why?
give the ship up, or he can pay the money, and then it's still technically no longer his, and we can use it.
I do not understand y'all's obsession with these shiny metals.
If we could stop quickly and get that parrot, I don't need Lilith constantly badgering me for the parrot while we're trying to talk to him. No
Sure.
offense.
Well, let's go get you your parrot, Darby. You earned it after that darts game. That was quite impressive.
I didn't even cheat. I'm not even gonna lie. It was just honest dart throwing.
That is wonderful. I have never done a dot.
It's an interesting game.
Fun that you are playing games while doing the hard work. Though I would like to remind you that I am the one on vacation, and you should be the one doing the work.
Yeah, Darby.
Yes.
How dare you.
Of course. I'll be sure not to play too many more games on our adventure here.
We can all play games together when we are on the ship.
Of course.
Yeah.
That'll go
I'm gonna
great.
tuck in my note. I have in my inventory a note for one free boat.
Also, he never told you what harbor master to present it to either. So literally, you
He
could
just
present it
said
to any
the
harbor master
harbor master.
anywhere, and you'd be like, "Here's a free boat coupon."
Clyde
would
told
love-
me to give it
I
to
would
you.
love if you actually went up to a harbor master and it happened to be what's his name, the guy who always takes over the other guy's shop, and then he just gives you
Stan.
honors it and just gives you a boat.
A half-used boat.
I'll take that free boat coupon.
Your previously used
Oh,
boat.
no. That would be so perfect. Just boop boop boop. That was so easy, guys.
Oh man, the best.
It comes with a free slave who's tied up in the
Yeah.
clock.
You're right. The previous owner of the harbor.
The previous harbor master tied in the brig.
Oh man.
That's great.
My cabbages.
Fantastic.
Oh, God,
So, Darby, you want to go buy this macaw?
yeah, I guess. That's what the patron wants.
All right. So you head to the market. Prince of Farn, do you show him where you saw the macaw when you were buying the
I
shirts?
do. I will. I will
I
show
mean,
you.
I need him to show.
All right. There he is. He's sitting on a perch, just kind of going there. It says, "I talk." It's just a sign that just draped on his perch.
Does he actually
Hello,
talk?
Mr. Parrot. Or is it a girl? Boy? Is it a boy or girl parrot?
You don't know. It's hard to tell on birds.
I'm asking. I'm asking.
Oh.
Like,
Oh,
hello,
I'm sorry.
Hello, Mr. Parrot.
The DM says it's undefined. Its gender he hasn't chosen the gender
It's
yet.
gender neutral parrot.
Hello, parrot.
What? Shiver me timbers, what?
Oh yeah,
I do
no,
not
this seems
why you would
exactly like what we're looking for.
Could you please enunciate? I can speak with animals, by the way. So while it may say "shiver me timbers" to other people, I should be able to understand this.
This
Okay,
is super
yeah.
sophisticated.
Yeah.
To me, he said shiver me timbers, and that's all I care.
Well, I'm doing fine. I'm just hanging out here. How are you?
Oh, I am doing very wonderful. My friend would like you to come with us so that we may be on a pirate adventure. I do not know why he requires you, a talking parrot, though he seems very adamant about it.
I don't know what any of that means. They just feed me food and I shit on the floor here, so that's what I do. And talk and
Would
say
you,
things.
would you like to shit on the floor and be fed with us?
I don't care. Do you have good food?
Yes, as far as I am aware.
Okay, I'll go with you guys.
Cool. I'll just just tell him to go.
The bird just flaps its wings and just perches itself on Prince Safarin's shoulder.
All right. So I have Sebastian on one side and this random parrot on the other. All right.
In a
let us-
floral shirt with a baseball cap that says party time in multicolored letters.
And Prince of Parn is having a good time.
It's a vacation, baby.
Yeah.
The shop owner's like, hey, that is my bird. You can't take him.
I'm just gonna keep walking. Oh, he's talking to me.
Yes. So
Yes, it's your my bird. Come back here.
What if we're trying to buy the bird?
I turn around and be like, "Oh,
25 gold pieces.
I am very sorry, sir. I do not take your bird. Your bird has decided to leave. That is
Yeah.
a very different thing.
Yeah, no, but bird is mine. It stays here. But
Oh.
you said you wanted to buy it. How? 25 gold pieces. Take it or leave it.
This is almost as bad as the 20%. Sure. I'll just toss him 25 gold exactly. And...
Oh,
Wow, I was gonna haggle down to 4, but thanks. And he just turns around and walks back to his shop.
25.
You think I know how much a bird costs?
Darby! Oh, Arthur's just stunned. Darby, you have lost your edge, man.
Look, in my defense, I've never bought a bird. I don't know. I don't care. It's not for me.
Understanding what has just happened, Prince of Fars turns to the parrot and says, "I apologize, parrot. I was not aware that you were a slave to this strange man who came out shouting. However, it looks as if you have been purchased by Darby. So I'm going to have to ask you, in the sake of propriety, to return to sit on your master's shoulders. Though I enjoyed our time together."
And it just flaps over and lands on Darby's shoulder. It just takes a huge shit down the back of your coat.
Man, it is a good thing I don't prestidigitation. Alright, Lilith, you got your bird.
Yay! Okay, take your hat off and then put the bird in the hat and it'll come to me. It's like pulling a rabbit out of your hat, except you're putting a parrot in the hat.
And you're sure this will work?
Yeah!
Okay. Well, Darby will cover the bird with his hat. And then lift
Can I
the
make
hat
a
back up.
can I make a request, DM?
Sure.
That when the parrot shit on Darby, can it have said swab the poop deck?
Yes, it says swab the poop deck.
It is exactly that's what it says.
What? Swab the poop deck, what?
Besides the shit everywhere.
Oh man, you're gonna love this. Alright, well. But I will put the hat in.
You go to cover the bird, you hear it go, what? Darkness is the relief of the pain of existence, what?
Who taught it? Alright, whatever.
So all of a sudden the bird vanishes. You lift your hat up, Darby.
There's
and
just
it's
blood
gone.
and feathers everywhere.
No bird.
Ta-da! Oh, Darby put his hat back.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful! Mr. Grumbles, don't you dare look at that parrot. No, Mr. Grumbles! No! No! Darby, Mr. Grumbles killed the parrot.
You know, I could have told you that was gonna happen. You didn't really think that one through, did you?
No.
No, I didn't. Bad Mr. Grumble. Ah! Now he bit me. Ah, he's gonna go in the kitty timeout.
Well,
And Lilith vanishes from your mind.
great. I'm glad I wasted 25 gold on nothing. prestidigitation for the next like hour to clean my shirt.
All right, so Darby prestidigitations his clothes all the way as you guys head to Baron's Keep,
Yes.
through the Eternal District. So Baron's Keep is basically all residential. There's no corporate anything here, and there's all these like kind of high-rise sort of buildings, and people live on different floors, and essentially what now could be considered like a luxury apartment, but you know, medievally fantasy.
Sure.
And you locate the one building specifically that was referenced, that is Bolo's mansion. Now, this is not a high-rise, this is a standalone building because it is a mansion. And out front is several guards. Sword for hires. This isn't like the sickle and sword or anvil shield guards that are patrolling the city. These guys are definitely very rough and tumble. I found you, here's some gold, stand out in front of my building here and rough people up if they get too close.
All right, so we want to try to do the direct approach on this.
I mean, doesn't hurt to try, I guess. I mean, worst case scenario, we're going to break in anyways.
Sure. All right, I will. I guess I'll walk up to the guards.
All right, you hold yourself, good sir. It's private property. You skedoodle.
Understood.
Skedaddle.
We actually have business with Bolo.
You don't have business with Bodo.
We actually do.
You do not have business with Bodo.
I'm sorry, you're mistaken. We do have business with Bolo. If
You
Bolo-
do not have business with Mr. Bodo.
As riveting as this conversation has been, we do indeed have business with Bolo. We are here
Mr. Bolo.
to get him relief of his vessel. And it is currently in the Anvil's Harbor.
Well, here's the thing now. You don't have business with Mr. Bodo. That's the first problem. The second problem is that good Mr. Bodo has paid the extended fee on his boat, so the Anvil can't touch it right now. So this isn't even an issue that's going on. You want to make myself clear?
Nope. But you're not Mr. Bolo, so I would like to speak with him.
Well, that's the thing, you know. I think there's a bit of a communication difficulty between the two of us right
I
now.
would agree with that, actually.
The first order of business is that you do not have business with Mr. Bodo. The second order of business is that I'm the one that you're talking to right now. And I determine who has business with Mr. Bodo. Does that make sense?
No.
I do not
Alright.
think that this slave is very particularly welcoming.
No. No, he is not.
So we have a couple of options here. Option number one is that you don't have business with Mr. Bodo, so you turn yourself around and you leave. Option number two is that you obtain business with Mr. Bodo by talking to me, and I say that you have business to Mr. Bodo, which I'm not going to give to you, so you're going to turn around and you're going to walk away. Those are our two
Where
options
is
right now.
this-
You can
Where
Take
is
whichever
this
one you
Mr.
want.
Polo?
Well,
Is he
presumably
inside?
inside, yeah.
He is
probably.
inside. He's inside. He's
He
doing
is? Oh.
business right now.
What wonderful.
Right.
Thank you for that information.
It's just like it's like a building, right? Where you just like
Yeah,
walk
it's a
in?
mansion.
Yeah, these guards are standing in front of the door to where we can't get in, and he's telling me we can't get in.
So you are saying that Mr. Bolo is inside this building, and if we were to speak with him, then he would. Arthur, I am confused on why we need to speak to this Mr. Bolo.
We need to let him know that his ship is forfeit.
The
Yes.
ship is forfeit, and then why do we need to tell him this again?
So that we can
Um,
take it.
Yes, it is our ship.
But if
now.
his ship is forfeit, then why would we not simply take it?
Legal paperwork stuff, really.
Oh, he needs to sign over the ownership of the ship.
We wanted to give him a chance to, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But this
Well,
but this gentleman right here is not allowing us to do so.
Ah,
And will be
hold
held
on a moment.
responsible.
I shall go in and speak to Mr. Bolo.
Yes.
But here's the thing. You see,
What does
the-
Mr. Bolo look like? I say, ignoring this guy at the front desk.
We actually don't know.
Yeah. Unless I was given a general description,
You were not given a description of what he looks
I
like.
would not know what he looks like.
But he is in charge of you, correct?
He just paying my wages. That is correct.
Okay. I will look for the most fancy person inside. I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna start walking towards like the door.
The guy
And
just steps in front of you and holds his
as
arm
he
out.
as he does that, my body turns into mist as I use gaseous form, and I literally just pass by him and slip inside of the door.
Did he just go inside and try to have business with Mr. Bolo without having business with Mr. Bolo?
Well, you see, he does
No,
have business.
he actually does have business
Yeah.
with Mr. Bolo.
I think you're mistaken and you're not remembering quite right. I don't know who hit you on the head and made you forget that, but clearly he has business. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been let in, now would he?
Give me a persuasion roll.
I was just trying to insult him, if I'm being honest, but I'll take a persuasion roll.
Guy's not very
Very
bright.
persuasive.
Yeah, he is the. That is, we are
Man.
with royalty. We are with Prince of Farin.
My rolls
Yeah.
suck. It's okay though. That's not the worst. It's what, 12? 12. Numbers are hard.
Well, I guess if he's able to get inside, and he might have business with Mr. Bolo. Maybe there's something I didn't know about. That's possible. Are you with him?
We are.
We are with him, yes.
Well, then maybe I was wrong. Maybe you do have business with him.
Yes, we do.
All right. Go on.
I'm just like dumbfounded. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna just take the opportunity and just continue on.
The guy in the party time hat, flowered shirt, is business with this.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's
you
got
know,
Yeah, so-
business with Mr. Bolo.
take the
So Prince
opportunity.
of Farin, since you're the first to enter and you pass through the door, how long does your gaseous form last?
It can last up to an hour,
Dang.
but
Yeah, guys,
Yeah.
sounds crazy.
I just turn into mist. I go inside the door. I'm gonna like fly around. Like if I like see like a staircase or like someplace where I think it would lead to like a more.
Yeah, so this is a pretty nice mansion. You kind of enter into like a large foyer. There's kind of like a staircase that spirals up to a higher floor, and then there's like another door to the right that's like to the other wing of the house. Nowhere near as large as the Duke Seymour Ellington's mansion that you guys went through, but a good size given the tight quarters here in the city. It's more vertical than wide.
I will just kind of like float around until I can find important.
All right, so you just kind of start exploring a little bit, Prince of Farin. There is a few rooms. You if you start at the first floor, you kind of find a couple servants' quarters. There's like a dining room. There's people walking around. Some people are like, "What is this like fart bubble that's like floating around right now?" Like people are confused by it.
It smells like a summer breeze.
Summer breeze makes
Um,
me feel fine.
Nothing here important on the first floor, Prince of Farin.
Well, I'll make my way up to the second floor when the people come in.
All right, yeah. So as you make your way back to the foyer, everyone else has stepped inside the building.
Oh, the mist is gonna. You're gonna see the mist come to you, and then it just kind of coalesces back into like me.
Party time.
I was like,
Party
oh,
time.
you have made it inside. I was hoping that everyone found their way inside.
Yes, courtesy of your ingenious move there. Thank you.
Whatever that was, it works wonders at getting all of us in here.
Yes, it is. I have learned since the last time I was here that I should probably not spend as much time talking to the classed people and simply just go find whoever is in charge. They seem to have a really tough time with simple instructions.
Yes.
Yes,
They do. It is.
Yes, they do.
And since we do not want to strike them, I figured we would just bypass them.
No, great.
Seems to work.
He is not on the first floor, so we should continue going up.
Okay.
Cool.
Lead
All
the
right,
way.
guys. You
I
guys
will walk.
climb-
I'll start walking upstairs.
Guys, climb up the steps to the second floor, where there are some bed chambers, bathing rooms, and a closed-off sitting area. Where, when you open the door, you find a small dwarven man sitting in the couch, flanked by 2 heavily armored men. 2 men that you happen to recognize. Well, hey there, Keith. I think we done seen some people that we may have encountered before. That's right, brother. If I remember right, some of these folks are the ones that we got to rough and tumble with there in high water. How you fine folk doing?
If I recall correctly, you also lost.
Yes, they
We
did.
lost honorably in that battle, and it was an excellent one.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
And this little
I do
dwarf
not
guy.
know how you are.
I see that you've got a
Oh,
new
yeah.
friend here.
Oh, 2,
Hope the other
actually.
one is doing all right.
He is, yes.
Good. The dwarf sitting is like, why are you talking to these people? You're supposed to be guarding me. Who are you? Who let you in here?
Oh, you're...
Your men let us in, actually.
I told them that no one was to come in.
Well, clearly
Well,
they didn't do a good
Well,
job.
then, yeah, well, say then we're no one because we're in.
That is unfortunate. That is not what your slave at the bottom said. He said that we were not allowed in if we did not have business with you.
You don't have
Unfortunately,
business with me.
We do
Ah.
actually have business with you.
Apparently, we do.
Yes.
All right, what is this business for me?
Well, the 4 of us here, are the what do you say, the first people to inquire with you. We've been sent to let you know that either A, you pay the taxes on your boat, which choice A isn't the best one, but let's be honest. Or B, you relieve yourself of your vessel to us, and all debts will be paid. Everything will be fine. I honestly, that doesn't probably sound like either of those options are very good for you, but just know that it's just the 4 of us now. If we are to leave without either A or B being selected, I'm under the impression that all of Anvil will be coming to collect either A or B next time.
And they won't
know
take
what-
no for an answer on either.
I know what this is. Anvil bought up the fishery to screw me because I wouldn't sell to them. Well, you turn around and you tell your little piss shits that they can fuck themselves straight in the ass until I weigh down to Igarith. I ain't giving up my boat. The last piece that I own of this damn harbor.
You know, honestly, I would be happy to go tell them that, but we are not affiliated with them.
Well, then who the fuck are you?
Just a group who needs a ship.
I'll sell it to you.
That's gonna be
Okay.
more
of
money
these shiny
than any of
like
us
to have.
want the transaction.
7,000 gold pieces.
Don't
Still
we
way
don't
out
have
of the ballpark.
7,000 gold pieces.
Do you
Also,
happen to
like-
be a harbor master?
Yes.
No,
Are you a
why?
Oh, that is a shame. Well, in that case,
Oh.
I will give you 7,000 pieces of gold. Or do you want a different type of the fancy metal?
No, 7,000 gold pieces is what I would want.
Ah, I see. I'm gonna take out like a piece of gold, and I'm gonna take my quarterstaff, and I'm gonna smash it. It is going to take it's going to take some time, but I'm sure I can break this down into 7,000 pieces for you. Oh, actually, I will have Sebastian do it. Sebastian, can you please break this into 7,000 pieces? Thank you
as,
very much.
As entertaining as that would be, Prince, he actually means 7,000 of the individual
Whole
coins.
coin.
Whole coins.
I can have Sebastian make them look like coins. They would
no.
be very small.
They're not worth
But
as much.
That
The
doesn't-
size
it-
needs
it-
to be the
it-
same
right.
for all 7,000.
Yeah, the value is not in the appearance, it is in the identicalness of each piece.
So it must look like this and be this size.
Yes.
Yes.
But you would need 7,000 of those.
We've assigned as much we've assigned arbitrary value to items that are exactly like this.
Okay. Well, I do not have 7,000 of these.
Therein lies the
None
problem.
of us do.
And so Bolo, again, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. We're not going to negotiate with who sent us here, and we don't have the money to pay you for the boat that you owe money to pay them for the boat.
Seems are stuck between a rock and a hard place then. You boys are stuck between a wall and some swords. My two friends here are quite the hired souls. I
We-
think they'd be able to take you down quite well.
We've
That
already
would be
beaten them
a
once.
wonderful bet, but you'd be on the losing end of that one because we've actually already beaten both of them.
They're lying.
No.
No, they're not. They actually were kind of in a similar situation to this, where they had drawn the ire of another noble that we were hired to, and we kind of got into a little bit of a slappity match where my brother and I were defeated handedly. But that was about a year ago, a few months ago. So my brother and I have improved quite a bit, and we now have the Cerberus.
The Cerberus? I'm going to look around the room for a three-headed dog.
What?
Well, it's not here right now. I have to summon it, but it's the puppers, the doggos. They are a very deadly duo of three hellhounds that I have garnered under my control by partially selling my soul to a demon for eternal power. But, that's a story in and of itself.
Well,
I'm
you
not
seem to
gonna
have
learn
gone
that
on quite the adventure yourselves, but Bolos,
Eternal
if
power
we
for a soul. What if one of our people gave you one of those? Then we could have a ship.
I don't have one of those to give, unfortunately.
yeah, no, not selling my soul there.
I've already done it
Foreign.
twice.
Thank
I'm
you.
kind of tapped out on selling my soul to a devil.
Sentinel, do you have a soul that we could use to get a ship?
Yeah, I think I do.
No, you don't.
Oh, that's
Okay.
not
No.
Mr. Man, would you take us a one soul and all of the gold pieces I have in this bag?
No.
Give us a big ship.
Okay. How much gold you got in that bag?
Let me see. It floats up and like, it looks like I have six. If they must be in the same shape and
The whole
sizes,
piece, no breaking.
got it. Well, though some of them are different in small variation ways, your cutting tools are very rudimentary. But outside of that, it looks like I have 60 pieces that look more or less the same.
If you can make it 200 and give me the chicken, I'll
Not
give
for
you my boat.
not for
Chicken's not
sale.
for sale. Also, he's not a
Okay,
chicken.
let's
He's a
go
guardian
back.
child.
Let's go back to your
Okay.
guards being real beefy
No.
boys.
Let's back up to you not wanting to get rid of your only piece of whatever left in the harbor. Here's something we could do. You can relinquish the boat to us. For the time we need it, we come back, we can give you the boat back, and it can be yours again. We only need it for, a week, 2 weeks while we're out at sea, and then you can have it back. We don't really care.
Yes.
We're not going to use it anymore.
Give me a
We are having a
persuasion roll.
vacation.
We're having a vacation.
We're having a vacation.
Party time.
Woo! I mean, you can see his hat. It's literally party time. Oh, wow. Okay. Now I roll well. Natural 20 on the die for a big 25.
Whoa.
There we go.
Love to see it.
Deal. But when you return, whatever you're doing, I want some form of payment for the use of my ship.
Sure.
That's fair.
I believe we
Okay.
can give you
Well,
some.
I say payment,
lots of
as
money.
in, does it have to be directly monetary, or could it be, say, we sink a few of the anvil vessels that are in the harbor on our way out?
We do have a variety.
Would payback be payment enough for you?
No, I
What are you
want
looking
money.
for? Okay.
It's
I
a
want
little, it's a
money.
little hard to prove. and say
Money,
some
gems,
vessels.
jewels. If you can bring me back 500 gold pieces, the ship is yours to use for however long you want.
That's doable.
That's doable. We can do that.
You have yourself a deal.
Interesting. I thought this was going to end up as a fight, and here we are, like businessmen, good businessmen. He holds his hand out.
I'll shake it.
All right. As long as Ted Taliesin, the harbor master, is okay with this exchange, somehow you guys talked your way into procuring a ship.
I'm sure he won't mind.
And if he does, we have a coupon.
Well,
You have a coupon.
Ted Taliesin only said he wanted the ship out of the harbor. He
Yeah,
needed
he
the space.
doesn't care.
It will be out of the harbor.
For now. And it being a fight, we don't need to repeat of last time.
Yeah.
It was.
I
it
mean,
was
I'm not
perfect.
gonna lie, we were getting a little stronger so that we could, try to see if we were, up to snuff with you guys or not. So if you ever looking to test your metal against us, my brother and I are always ready to throw down with y'all.
It's good to know.
I'm sure that could be arranged at some point. I'm sure we could have a fun day of it.
All right, you guys have obtained a sailing ship, which I am going to send over the stats for, so everyone can see what the stats are.
Nice.
We got a ship! Yeah!
Actually,
Sail the ship,
I
sail the
think
ship, sail the ship.
you actually add that under vehicle, sailing
Look
ship. Add to the character sheet.
Nice.
That's so cool.
Oh,
So,
cool! It's immune to psychic damage. You love to see that.
Poison.
yes, let me go to the ship stuff here. So,
We need 30.
you are all going to have to get crew rolls here for your new vessel.
Oh, true.
You will also need a crew, as you see, it takes 30 crew and can hold 20 passengers. Technically, doesn't need the full 30 crew to man the entire boat. It needs about 15, about half, to man the entire vessel.
Oh,
Well,
not too
I
bad.
was going to offer if they would be willing. I don't know if he'd be willing to let them go, but if Bolo would want to ensure he gets his money and we do return his ship, he can send both Humpty and Dumpty with us.
Deal,
Tweedle
Keith
Dum and
Dola.
Tweedle too.
You're with them for the time being. Make sure they don't mess my boat up.
Perfect. It's
Well,
two
this
more.
sounds pretty good to us. Kind of sounds like we're gonna get to see how the better half live. See if you guys have been keeping up on the irons and stuff like that.
Keep up on something.
All right.
Oh,
You
it's
now
almost
have
about 10.
5 crew members. You have Mip Pip, Squeaks, and Keith and Dola.
And the 5 of us.
And
So
the
you need
of
5
us.
10
more.
people.
And the 4 of you. I'm
So
on vacation.
Oh, that's
the
true.
4 of you, yes, the Prince of Hearts. You need 6 more people. if
He
you
can
want.
be
Considering
a-
that the Prince of Varn can control winds and he would literally be able to be the winds on our sails, you are definitely working on this ship, Prince of Varn.
I was not being informed that I will be doing any sort of labor. No one's asked me about that.
Controlling the wind isn't really labor, is it? I mean, you just kind of naturally do that all the time.
I could just do if you asked. That is something
Okay.
Chris could just do if you wanted him to. But that is very different than working on a ship.
Being a quote-unquote navigator.
Convince you it's a game.
A
That
game
is
of
a-
how fast can we make it to the isle?
That is
All-
definitely.
All right. So first things first, there's technically 6 roles here. So someone's gonna get assigned 2 roles. But first is the captain, who is going to captain this vessel.
If nobody is opposed, I will captain the vessel.
I think it should be Sentinel, honestly.
Captain Set.
Yeah.
The man who's never
also
been at
think it
sea.
Poor Ruma's gonna get stuck with bitch duty because he's not
we can
here.
always wait till next week to ask him what
True.
he wants. So if
Yeah.
you want to split him up then, so that way he can
Yeah,
True.
decide
find
that.
it.
Well, I'll go through them
I'm
so
down.
everyone can fake.
Yeah,
Thank
Yeah,
you,
we can
Bob.
research him and yeah, sure.
There's the first mate. There's the bosun, the quartermaster, the surgeon, and the cook.
What does the bosun do?
The bosun, or boat swan, provides technical advice to the captain and crew and leads repairs and maintenance efforts. A good bosun has a high strength score, as well as proficiency with carpenter tools and an athletic skill.
Okay, so-
that sounds like Big Man.
That sounds like big man.
That sounds like Big Man.
Yeah, so I'll give the descriptions here real quick. So captain, I think, is already set. But first mate, this specialist keeps the crew's morale high by providing supervision, encouragement, and discipline. The first mate benefits from a high charisma score, as well as proficiency with intimidation and persuasion. The quartermaster, the quartermaster plots the ship's course, relying on knowledge of nautical charts and the study of weather and sea conditions. A reliable quartermaster tends to have a high wisdom score, as well as proficiency with navigator's tools and nature skill. The ship's surgeon tends to injuries, keeps illness from spreading throughout the ship, and oversees sanitation. Capable surgeon benefits from a high intelligence,
Jamie.
as well as proficiency with herbalism kit and the medicine skill. The one guy
Oh,
who
wow.
literally falls right into that perfectly.
If only there was a guy out here that could do all that.
And then the cook. The ship's cook works with the limited ingredients aboard the ship to make meals. A skilled cook keeps the crew's morale in top shape, while poor one drags down the entire crew's performance. Talented cook has a high constitution score, as well as proficiency with brewer supplies and cooking utensils.
Doesn't Sentinel like have brewing things? And weren't you making drinks at some point, Sentinel?
Yeah, I have proficiency in
Cooks
cooking.
utensils, yeah.
Cooks utensils.
Alright.
Sentinel's the cook.
Honestly,
Yes.
that sounds pretty good for Sentinel too.
I like the idea of being first mate because I don't have to work. I just have to tell other people to work, and that's probably the only job that he would take willingly.
Arthur, you have Prince Defarn as your first officer.
Awesome.
All right, and that leaves you, Darby. There's the bosun, quartermaster, and surgeon.
Well, I'm no surgeon, and the other options are not great for me.
See, being a quartermaster.
Yeah, I think quartermaster of the three options is probably the most in line with me.
All right, that'll probably stick Ruma with the bosun, since you're right. It's good for his athletic
Yeah,
skill.
he's
And
a
then
big strong man.
Who wants to double up as the surgeon?
I will also double up as the surgeon. Not that because I have any ability to like do anything like that, but I feel like it would be very fun to be like, I don't understand why you're in pain. Let me just touch this. But I actually probably should. I have no way to help anybody.
No
in that
medical
regard.
skill at all.
I'm not.
Just turns his arm into mist, sticks it inside someone. Just
Reconstitutes it's like
yeah.
they take like 6 damage as their stomach bursts open with your arms.
I
in it.
got nothing. I got nothing
Hit
now.
him with the smoke fatality.
Exactly.
with-
That's the.
With your crew set and a ship obtained, well, I mean, with the crew roll set, you still have to get a few more people for the crew. You are one step closer to leaving Igarith and making your way to the Isle of Elos. And that, again, relatively anticlimactically, is where we will go ahead and end tonight's session.
Nice.
Good stuff, guys.
Yeah, we got a boat.
Good stuff. I went another session without having to talk about my backstory.
You kind of did a little bit.
You did. You told us about your. It's a slow burn, man.
You got problems.
I know.
You
Yeah,
got
it's your
you met
weird
Ted
name.
Tellison. We've
That's right.
established who found you
Yes.
when you washed ashore.
Yeah.
And that you apparently used to look very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And
we
you were
don't-
called several different names.
just like Sentinel.
It's like Sentinel.
And that you
Yep.
shot cannons at a bunch of orphans at one point. But we didn't learn that this session. We learned that at a different session. I haven't
Zafar
forgotten.
doesn't know what.
That did not happen. That is
I
not
have-
accurate.
Not forgotten.
We all heard it.
Maybe not necessarily orphans, but it was definitely children.
I did not shoot cannons at orphans.
Hi, orphans.
Way to do.
It was
that.
at
Way to
children, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Too funny. Oh man, I am blue
Oh my goodness.
for that. So,
Uh,
I hope everyone enjoyed the session, and we'll see y'all next
Yeah.
week for
Great,
the
guys.
next session. And wow, we'll probably actually be sailing away from Igarith. There originally was supposed to be a fight with Keith and Dole, and you guys are just like talking so well. I'm like, if they can persuade this dude to give his boat up, there's no reason to fight. So
He's in a bad position. He's
yeah,
gonna lose his
yeah,
boat
he's
anyway.
locked in place,
So
yeah. Either he loses his boat to us, or Anvil Company knocks his door down and takes the boat anyways. So,
Yeah.
This is a chance to keep
get
his
some
boat.
money. Yeah.
so-
yeah,
I would even say that he should say that it was stolen. It
Yeah.
makes more sense
Absolutely.
to think of it as like a loss. Then at this point, than just like having it in a place where people
Yeah.
can find.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. You can get fantasy insurance money on that.
fantasy insurance. Hey, previously used insurance, baby.
That's
it's your
right.
thing.
That's
comes
right.
in handy right there.